Oh, yeah, adjust it. No, down, down, down. It's still going down. Adjust everything to the same level. Look at what you're doing. I fixed the one in front. Adjust everything to the same level. Are they on the same level? Plug the. This one is higher. Mhm. Plug it. Hi, welcome to our. Okay, so today is not Sunday morning live, it's Sunday evening live streaming. Welcome to our Sunday live streaming. We're here today and it's a Sunday evening. First of all, if you can hear me, let me know. Tap on your screen, share so that we can have more people. So that we can have more people on this live streaming. Welcome to IFA College. If you're on, as you're joining, please let me know where you're streaming from. Let's go to other social media platforms to invite our viewers. Where are you streaming from? Let me know where you're streaming from. Let me know where you're streaming from. Thank you very much for joining. Let's invite our WhatsApp family. Hey, where are you streaming from? Thank you very much for joining the live streaming and welcome to our Sunday live streaming. We couldn't stream today because we couldn't stream earlier today because we had other engagements. If you are watching a replay, thank you very much for being here. Let me know where you're streaming from. Tap, like, share, and let's get this live streaming started. Edinburgh, thank you very much. How is the weather today? I hope you're all doing great. As you're joining the live streaming, let me know where you're streaming from. Like, share, and do all the other good stuff. Tap, like, and share, and let's get started. So those of you that are on my WhatsApp contact list, you already know what we're teaching today. So today is not going to be so much of teaching. My week was very busy. Last week was crazy busy. Weather today is fine. Okay, weather is very fine today. Oh, that's good. Last week was crazy. It was a whole lot of work. So I just want us to have some very serious conversations today. So today is more like a family meeting. Yeah, we're going to talk. It's going to be a very nice discussion. And for the first time today, I would have people come on the live streaming to co-host, people to participate, to ask questions, to contribute. Some things are happening that we need to really talk about as a family. Let me send messages to the WhatsApp contacts. As you are joining, please let me know where you're streaming from. Join me live on TikTok now. And let's get started. Keep tapping so that we can get this live streaming viral. So many people were expecting to see us by 12, but we were not available. So this will notify them to join us at this time. So keep tapping, keep tapping, keep tapping, keep tapping. Let's keep going. If you're catching a replay, this is IFA College TikTok channel, and every Sunday we have our teaching and our service where we talk about the undiluted, unwatered down truth about IFA, about Isheshe, about African spirituality, and how it pertains to our everyday life. Yes, I mean, we're not just teaching static information. IFA is not static information. IFA is information that can be applied over several generations. It's renewable information, practical, everyday life information. So we teach and we learn and we unlearn a lot of misconceptions. We learn new things and we teach new things about how to get more knowledge that is applicable to our lives. Okay, please tap on your screen. I need more activities going on here so that more people can join this live streaming. So today I had posted earlier that we will be teaching on, I will be discussing on these topics. They are interwoven, but I broke them down into three. Why do I feel lost? I get that question a lot. Ìyánífá, I don't know. Why do I feel like this? An average adult man, adult woman, we get to certain points in our life where we just feel lost. We feel empty. We feel like, what is the essence of this thing called life? What exactly are we here to do? Why does life feel so complex and confusing? I'm sure this is not an isolated feeling. Every one of us at one point or the other, we must have felt like this. And you seek questions from within yourself, you seek questions from outside of you seek answers, sorry, from within yourself, you seek answers from outside of yourself, and you still don't get answers. And at the end of the day, people come back to spirituality to say, you know what, maybe this life is not, it's not so much physical as we think it is. Maybe the answers lie in spirituality. So that's what we'll be discussing today. Why do I feel lost? Why does life feel so complex and confusing? What exactly are we all here to do? I mean, this thing called life, what exactly is it? At what point do you know that you are really doing life the way you're supposed to do it? At what point do you get to that you feel like, yes, I'm actually doing life the right way? I'm doing what I'm here to do. At what point do we get to that life begins to actually make sense? I don't mean that you are just doing what you enjoy. People say, you feel satisfied, you feel fulfilled and all of that. No, I'm talking about the real essence of life. Someone says, how do I get Ifa book? Okay, we have some Ifa books for sale at the Ifa College. And the only way you can get it is to contact the Ifa College bookshop. Greetings to you in Brazil. Someone said it's very cold and it's raining here. The weather is good here. So if you need any of the Ifa books, I will be dropping a WhatsApp number in the comment section from my other page, Ìyánífá Ẹwà Herbs. Send a message to the WhatsApp number and ask for whatever book that you need, and you'll be guided on how to purchase it. We're still inviting our friends from WhatsApp, so let's keep tapping, let's keep liking, let's keep sharing. Someone says, Ma, I'm tired of religion and I want to go back to my tradition. Okay, you're at the right place. You're at Ifa College. You're at the school where we get to teach you on how to connect back to your roots, to your source, to your foundation, to your DNA, to your ancestors. This live streaming takes place every week, right? Now, for the benefit of those that will not be able to or are not able to join us every time we stream live, there is always a replay on the YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Ìyánífá Ẹwà TV. I'm also going to type that down. And there is a link in the bio of this page that takes you to the YouTube channel. Now, on the YouTube channel, you'll be able to watch other live streamings that I have done that you missed. And some you might not have even missed it, but you want to watch it again because I said something that caught your attention, or it was too fast for you to, write something down or record something. There is always a replay on the YouTube channel. Right. So what is Ifa College? Let me just, while we are getting more likes and more viewers to join, let me just give you a welcome message and a summary of what Ifa College is. You all know what Ifa is, and you know what a college is. So this is pretty much a school where we teach about Ifa, about Ìṣẹ̀ṣe, about African spirituality, and every other thing in between it. This is what we do here. All right, we help you to learn and unlearn and relearn everything about connecting back to your roots. Now, you have Most people will wonder, why would we have to learn Ifa in a school? One of the most important things that we're missing. So Ìyánífá Ẹwà helps just posted a WhatsApp number. That is our official WhatsApp number. I have pinned the comment. One of the problems of life, majorly, is lack of knowledge. The difference between you, where you are right now, and where you want to go is the knowledge you have or you don't have. The reason everybody's father bought houses or land in Ikoyi back in the day, or in Lekki back in the day when it was just bush, was because they had knowledge. Those people knew something your daddy did not know. That is why they were able to go ahead and buy it. And now their children are enjoying the dividends of what they bought. The reason your friend is able to process her traveling documents or package and you are not able to is because there's something you don't know that she knows. The reason other people are able to get opportunities of scholarship and free housing and free this is because there is something that they know that you don't know. So basically, 80% of our problem in life is based on what we know and what we don't know. The remaining 20% is based on you applying that thing that you know, because there are some of you, you are information hunters. You go around hunting for information. You gather that information and you still not use it. Yes, there are, all of you are plenty. You will still not use the information. You are like somebody that goes to the market and says, I want to cook soup today. And then you have bought all the ingredients. You now carry it and put it inside your fridge and you don't use it. Is the tomato and the oporoko and the iru and the egusi, is it going to jump out of your fridge and enter into your pot and cook itself? No. You have to do something with that knowledge. So at Ifa College, we do not only teach you the truth about Ifa, we help you to unlearn the lies that you have heard. And then we also guide you in practical everyday life of how to apply it to yourself. Please keep tapping on your screen. So that is the summary of what we do at Ifa College. We have so many courses here at the moment. We have Ifa Studies. Ifa Studies teaches us, we teach about Ifa from the scratch. Everything you need to know about Ifa from the scratch. We have Ifa Studies both for adults and children. Ifa Studies for kids. From age 5, your child can learn about Ifa, whether they understand Yoruba or not. We teach in both English language and Yoruba language. English and Yoruba languages at the moment, and we are still adding more languages, translation into other languages. We also teach Yoruba studies, where you learn Yoruba grammar, Yoruba literature, and you know how to read and write and speak Yoruba fluently. We have that course too for both adults and children. And then we have Orisha herbalism and traditional medicine, where you learn the traditional remedies that was given to our Orishas for healing, the natural and traditional way of healing, of maintaining good health and getting out of sickness and diseases. You do not only learn how it was given to the Orishas, you are going to learn how to be able to apply it to contemporary everyday life. I say this every week. Let me repeat it again. A lot of you don't know that under the Federal Ministry of Health in Nigeria, there is a department called the Alternate and Complementary Medicine Department. That is where we have herbal medicine. So as a herbal medicine practitioner, you are a licensed healthcare provider in Nigeria. When you pass through the Ifa College, we will guide you as how to register with the associations, how to get accredited and licensed, how to set up your own herbal medicine practice. Either you want to sell products or you want to have a fertility clinic, or you want to have a herbal clinic where you take care of people using traditional medicine. Is that okay? I am a certified traditional medicine practitioner in Nigeria. We are called traditional medicine practitioners, TMP, licensed by the Federal Ministry of Health in Nigeria, with a herbal clinic selling NAFDAC approved herbal products. So I can guide you. The school will guide you on how to do that. Then we also have Oshun Fertility and Midwifery, where we teach on everything reproductive health for both male and female, fertility, maternity health, pregnancy, postpartum, and all of those good stuff in between. To be able to practice it with the standard of contemporary everyday life. We have the Erin Dilogun divination classes. Those of you that says, I want to learn how to do divination by myself. Yes, you have to start from somewhere. You start from Erin Dilogun, which is the cowrie shells divination. Someone says, does that green or red bead signify anything in relation with Ifa? Yes, it does. So maybe your question should be, what does it signify? Because if it doesn't signify anything, every one of us will not be using it. Yes, it does. And I would explain that in the course of the teaching for today. So just hang in there in the teaching and let's continue. So we have Erin Dilogun divination course, the course. You would learn how to do divination, how to interpret Odu based on the first 16 Odu Ifá. The first 16 Odu Ifá are the Odu Ifás that you have in Méjì Méjì. You have Ejiogbe, you have Oyeku Méjì, you have Obara Méjì, Ìwòrì Méjì, Òtúrúpòn Méjì. You know those first 16 Odu. That's what you are going to learn in the Erin Dilogun classes. So whichever course you find interesting and you want to learn, register at the Ifa College. Àbọ̀rọ̀ àbọ̀yè fún gbogbo ọmọ awo tó wà lórí live streaming yìí lénìí mo ṣe ogbó àtọ̀ yín o, mo kí yín ṣàlàáfíà ni, báwo ni gbogbo wa ṣe ń gbúrò àwọn ará ilé, báwọn làwọn ará oko, àti ẹ̀ ń ṣọdún lọ́wọ́ báyìí, a kí gbogbo àwọn ará ilé wa tí wọ́n jẹ́ ẹlẹ́sìn mùsùlùmí, àwọn ẹlẹ́sìn Islam, a kí yín pé ẹ kú ọdún, ẹ kú ìyèdún, ẹ̀mí gbogbo wa kúkú ṣe púpọ̀ ọdún láyé láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àwa lè má máa bá yín ṣọdún, àmọ́ pé ojú wa tún rí ọdún míì, ojú wa tún bá yín ṣe sálà, a tún rí pẹ́ẹ́pẹ́rán míì, a bá yín jẹ́nu ẹ̀, a fìfẹ́ jẹ́nu ẹ̀, ìkan náà ni gbogbo wa. Mo kí yín pé àbọ̀rú àbọ̀yè o, ògbó àtọ̀ yín o, gbogbo àwọn ọmọ onílé ńlá, àwọn ọmọ onílé nínú ilé Ajíbọ́lá, nínú ilé Ẹdàn, gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Ajíbọ́lá mi ògbódò ọ̀rà ni mo kí, látorí àwọn olúwo àgbáyé, àwọn olúwo ní different states tí wọ́n wà, àwọn olúwo ní different ladies tí wọ́n wà, àwọn ọ̀yá àbíyè, àwọn Lisa, àwọn Balógun, gbogbo yín ni mo kí látòkèdókè láì dá apá kan sí. Mo ní ogbó àtọ̀ yín o, ogbó Ẹdàn, onílé mi ògbódò ọ̀rà á dúró tì wá, kò ní dójú tì wá láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo babaláwo ni mo kí, gbogbo ìyánífá, gbogbo bàbá lórìṣà, gbogbo ìyá lórìṣà, mo ṣàdúrà, mo ṣèwúre fún yín pé bá a ṣe ń lù ú á máa dún, bá a ṣe ń já ewé á máa jẹ́ fún wa, bó ṣe ti jẹ́ fáwọn ará iwájú, tiwa ò ní ṣòro ṣe ò láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. That was my own way of greeting everybody, every practitioner, home and abroad, wherever it is you are. Welcome once again to another interesting, interactive, and knowledge-filled episode of our Sunday teaching at Ifa College. So now let's dive into today's teaching. I said it's going to be very interactive. It's a conversation we are having today. I'll be taking questions. I would allow people to co-host with me. I would let you join in to ask questions. So if you have any questions or you want to co-host with me on the streaming today, based on the topic we are talking about, though, it's not the one that we are talking about this topic, and then you now go and be asking me, why is BAT the president of Nigeria? Why didn't he first stop him from winning? That's not the question we are talking about today. And you're not going to be asking me, is it your village people that is stopping you from getting visa? That's not the. Listen to the topic of today and have something tangible to contribute, and then you let me know, and then I would accept your invite to join. So today we're talking about this. First of all, let's start with how many of you have been in this space before? this phase where you just feel lost. Looks like you just feel lost in life. It feels like you literally just wake up and you ask yourself, where exactly am I? What am I doing here? What's going on in life? At what point is everything going to make sense? Why do I feel lost? Why does life feel so complex and confusing? Why is life so contradictory? What exactly are we all doing here? Please, I have felt that way before several times, and I need other people to make me know that there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not the only one that feels like this. So, if you have ever felt like this at any point in your life, please, can you drop a comment? Let me know. I mean, feeling lost in life, feeling like you don't even have direction. See, you can feel like this even when you are doing something, like you have a career, you are building a business, you have a happy home. But deep down inside, when it's just you by yourself, you feel like, what exactly are we doing here? Like, what the F is this life about? What's the coco? Kini coco nkan tá wá ṣe níbí báyìí gan? What is the essence? After we do everything, to what end? Please, if you have ever felt like that, I need you to drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know that this is a normal human feeling, and I'm not just some alien that doesn't understand what life is. If you have ever felt like this before, or you are feeling like this at the moment, please let me know. I used to feel lost a lot. Wow, who is that? That's Queen Z. Okay. Aber Bolahon. Okay. Somebody is saying here, Akin Folari says absolutely. Oh wow. I need more comments. Let's see. Feeling so empty and lost. Wow. So I'm not the only one. I'm I'm feeling like that at the moment. Oh wow. At the moment right now. So that means this teaching is very timely. Who else feels that kind of way? Who else feels like that? Now, like I said, this is going to be interactive. So if you want to co-host with me, you want to share my screen with me today to share with people here too, let's talk about this thing, because I feel like someone said I once felt like this several times. I think I feel lost and empty when I don't have money. Okay, some people's so once you have money, you just feel good. Like money just has a way of making you feel that kind of way. But you know that even at times when I mean have money, everything seems to go well. But deep down inside, you just feel like Kini Coco, what's the cocoa of this life? What's the cocoa? I'm not saying the feeling that comes when you're broke, oh, not broke, oh, but you just feel like, what's the essence of life? What have we come here to do? Particularly when you have experienced certain things. I was talking to my husband a few days ago, and I said, you see, this whole thing about life where you are born, you come into life, you try to do all the good stuff, you get to work, you get married, you have children, you build a career, you do all of these things. And at the end of the day, without any sign or notice, life just ends. It just ends like that. What is I can't be the only one that feels like that. What is the essence? Are we just here to just come and run through the race of life, and then suddenly one day everything is cut short without notice, without sign? It just ends like that, and you know, nobody knows where you go. We don't just know. It's just like that. I mean, that feels that feels empty. That feels lost. And let me start by telling you this today. If you feel like that, or you have ever felt like that, trust me, you are not alone. Because at least you have read the comments of other people. Almost, we had more than 10 comments, and at the moment, we have 37 people on this live streaming that feel the same way. So that means 1/3 of the people here agree that that is a regular feeling. So, first of all, let's establish the fact that you are not alone. There is nothing wrong with you when you feel that kind of way. It is not just you. And to think that religion has sold us this idea that, Oh, the moment you identify with a certain religion, the moment you start to practice religion, the moment you come to church and you get born again and you start to pray 5 times a day and you become a devoted Muslim, life will just make sense and take a new turn and you just feel super excited. It is not true, unfortunately. A lot of us have come here and lived here long enough to know that it is not true. Good evening, ma'am. It doesn't change it. So if you felt lost and you have come to Ifa to find so as not to feel lost, let me tell you how it goes. It goes two ways. First of all, Ifa helps you to so what is true? Good evening. Yeah, please continue listening. First of all, Ifa helps you to find direction and purpose. Is that okay? Ifa helps you to find your personal direction and purpose. Now, that takes care of 70% of your feeling of being lost, of being useless, of being stuck, being unproductive, and just feeling confused in life. The moment the purpose of a thing is established, you can avoid misuse, abuse, and confusion. Now, I'm using figurative percentage description. So when I say 70%, it might be more, it might be less. But IFA helps you to find purpose and direction. IFA helps you to answer a lot of questions that you might not be able to answer on your own. Oh, most of the time, you cannot even answer them on your own. IFA helps you to answer them. So I can categorically tell you, after spending 30 plus years in church as a member of one of the strongest Bible believing and Bible preaching, doctrine preaching churches in the world, and rising to the level of becoming an assistant pastor in one of the most solid churches, if you permit me to use that word, and then having spent getting close to a decade practicing Ifa and Isheshe, African spirituality, I can tell you this: Ifa will help you find purpose. Ifa will guide you to the very essence of the reason why you are here. Is that okay? Now, Ifa doesn't automatically turn your life around in some magical ways. No, anybody that is promising you that is lying to you. And those of you that are looking for that, you are looking for the same thing you left, and you will not find it because it doesn't exist. But Ifa will help you to find purpose. Every one of us on this planet, there is a reason we are here. There is a purpose for our being here. And there is a time frame for that purpose. Nǹkan tí Elédùmarè fi jù wá lọ ni pé nobody knows their individual time frame. But there is a purpose, there is a reason, and there is a time frame. Which is why if you haven't found that purpose and that reason, you feel this emptiness and uneasiness because there is a time frame to it. And once that time frame has passed or is ticking out, for every new day, the time frame is ticking out anyway. Once the time frame starts to tick out, your spirit, that is the person you are inhabiting this body, starts to feel uneasy. Let me explain it to you this way. You're going for an award ceremony, or you are going for a wedding ceremony, your own wedding, award ceremony that you are the one receiving the award, or you are the one going to present the award. And they say this award ceremony is supposed to start at 7 a.m. and end by 4 p.m. Now you are all set and ready before 7, and you are waiting for the driver that is coming to pick you. And then it is 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., you will start to feel uneasy. You will start to pace around. Where is this driver? You are upset. You are yelling. You are blasting over the phone. What's the meaning of this? These people are going to finish this thing on time. I'm the one that is supposed to get married today. You are crying. You break down. You know how you feel when you are supposed to be at a function like that and you are running late and nothing is happening. Or maybe your driver even shows up and then you have a flat tire on the way. You know how you feel. That is exactly how a lot of us, our spirits, are feeling part time, because there is a time frame to the purpose. So finding your purpose is not enough. I want to know the reason I'm here. What does Ifa say about my purpose, my reason for existing? It's not enough to just find the purpose. There is a time frame. And newsflash, if you have a specific purpose to fulfill on earth, you do. Everybody does. And you do not accomplish it, and you live this life, my dear brother and sister, in our beautiful spiritual practice called Ifa, you will come back again and do that thing you are supposed to do. Very, very true. If you have heard about reincarnation and you don't believe it, anyway, your believing it or not believing it doesn't change the existence of it. You are going to come back into this life to come and do it again. And some of you are doing it a second or third time. Do you know how you will know? When you are doing certain things, you feel like you already know what this whole thing is about. Now, this is not something you have experienced before. And I'm not talking about deja vu. Deja vu is a real thing and it happens. It's just a short time thing, a few seconds, maximum of a minute or two. I'm talking about continuous experience of, I feel like I understand what I'm supposed to do. You know, when you're feeling like I'm making progress, but I feel like there's something more to me. I feel like there's something more about me. And people around you are looking like, you are supposed to even be grateful to God for everything that you are doing. See what you have accomplished. See what you have done. I'm grateful to God. But deep down inside you, you know that there is something more. Chances are that you are reincarnating life. Chances are that you are coming back to either do what you refused to do the first time or to complete what you did not do. You will feel it that there is something more. Your spirit start to feel like, yes, I know I've achieved something, but there is something more. It's because when you came into life the first time, you either did not complete it or you didn't do it at all. So you are here to do it again. You see all those things that you hear when, okay, so I think it was a couple of days ago that my husband and I were talking about some things, and I said, everything in Yoruba is spiritual. There is nothing in Yoruba that is just perchance. No. Take, for instance, our name. Our naming system in Yoruba is spiritual. When you hear people name their children, Yewande, Babatunde, Iyabode, and all those things, meaning that, they feel like there's a reincarnation taking place here. People randomly pick up such names, but there are people that after doing Akosejaye, Ifa is the one that gives them that name. Ifa is the one that tells them that they are reincarnating somebody. There was a grandmother in that lineage that came back as this new child. She did not finish what she came to do. Or she totally abandoned it and she will come. Those are the reasons that you feel that lost abandonment. Some of you are here the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh time. Spirit of stubbornness is following you in every life. You just don't want to do it. You know how there is a child in school. Let's take, for instance, no, don't let's use children in school. Let's say an undergraduate in uni. You're studying a 5-year course. And for some reasons, you have some courses in 100 level that you failed, some courses in 200 level that you failed, but you are still going through it. Oh, so you now get to final year, 500 level. Of course, you have to go and take those courses. Your mates have graduated. You are now sitting in class with students in 100 level that entered into school 4 years after you. Do you know how you feel in that class? You feel lost. You feel out of place. You feel like you don't fit in. You are looking around at them like, these children, what are these children doing? Sometimes you feel reluctant to attend classes. We feel like that. And that is how we feel in life. Because you see that life that you are doing right now, or the level at which you are doing it, your spirit itself has grown past that level. You are the one that has refused to pass that level. But you cannot pass it if you don't do it. You just have to do it. Unfortunately, you have to do it. And I'm not only talking to people that have spiritual purpose, because people feel, oh, this is only for people that have spiritual calling. Call it whatever calling, financial calling, academic calling, moral calling. Everybody has a purpose. And if you do not fulfill it, there will be something out of place. Your spirit knows what it came here to do. It is your physical self that cannot comprehend and align with your spirit. Your physical self just wants to be born, go to school, graduate from school, NYSC, masters, get married, get a job, have children, build a career, attend parties, do this, society, friend, business, grow old and die. You really think that is the reason you are here? You really think that is the summary of life? So whoever it is or whatever it is that created this universe, as complex yet simple as it is, with every minute detail making sense, you think the only reason he will put human being here is just to be born and go to school and get married and have children and work and make money and die? Really? No. No. Because I ask people every day, if that is the reason you are here, then if there is a stray bullet that is passing around, it can as well hit you and you die. Because at the end of the day, you are still going to die, and it's not as if you are doing anything. So if you wake up every day and you tell yourself that you don't want to die young, I don't want any untimely death, I want to live up to the age of 120. Doing what exactly? What do you want to be doing till 120? I would really want to know. Because a lot of you, aside from this basic thing, you want to make money and wear clothes and have money and build house, and that's the only reason you are here. You can as well go at 30, make the money early and go. Because it really doesn't matter. Think about it. See, let's be practical and realistic. If that is the essence of life, if you can hurry up and do it at age 50, you can go. Why do you have to be 120 and 150? So at 120, which money are you still making? Which life are you still enjoying? Yet you don't want to go. Do you know why your spirit is not in a hurry to leave? Why our spirit feels the need to stay here longer? Why we are afraid to leave? It's not so much about fear. Leave fear out of it. You are not afraid. It's not fear that is the issue we have with death or passing. It is not fear, because there's nothing you are afraid of. What exactly are you afraid of? To close your eyes and open it at the other side. What is that going to do to you? You are not, it's not fear, because you don't even know what is happening at the other side. What exactly are you scared of at the other side? What you have with passing from this world is not fear. What you have, what your spirit has with passing from this world to the other side, is the question of, have I done what I came here to do? That's what your spirit is concerned about. Your physical self might not be able to align with your spirit to be able to understand it, but that is what every spirit is concerned about. The time frame that I talked about, your spirit is concerned about the fact that it doesn't want to exhaust that time frame in this physical form without doing what he came here to do. Because at the end of the day, everybody will go. So what exactly are we afraid of going? What is wrong in whether you go early or you don't go early? Because if you still make money and you still build house, you are going to leave it and go. If you have children, you are going to leave them and go. If you have grandchildren, you are going to leave them and go. If you don't have, you will still leave the world and go. So wait, let's ask ourselves first of all, what is now the essence of wanting to live to a certain age? Why? I need people to answer me, please. Why, as a physical person, why do you think we want to live to a certain age? Because it's not the fear of death, because we are still going to die. Do you understand me? If it is the fear of death, then we will all be looking for a situation where we will not leave this world. But nobody has a remedy to not leaving this world. So when you know you are going to leave anyway, what exactly is the fear? Let me break it down in a simpler form. We are all at a party. And at the end of the day, everybody is going to go home. We are not going to sleep at the party. What is the reason you don't want to leave early? Because you want to enjoy the party to the fullest. Because you want to catch everything that happens at the party. Because you want to taste every lovely food. Because you want to dance to every nice music that pops up at the party. Because you want to be sprayed money at the party. The reason you do not want to leave the party early is so that you can enjoy, which is the purpose for which you came to the party. Your fear is not going home, because you will go home. You cannot sleep at the party. So you leaving the party is not your fear. The time that you leave is the fear. Now, what is the reason you don't want to leave at a certain time and you want to leave at a later time? Is so that you can enjoy the purpose of the party. It's the same thing with life. The reason your spirit doesn't want to live life early is so that it can fulfill purpose. It's not so that you can just turn 120. Mama lived to 120. Ìgbà yẹn wá ńkọ́? Baba that lived to age 60, what's the koko? My mom passed on 10 years ago. Some of you, your mom just passed on last year. What's the difference? My mom was a grandmother before she passed. Your mom that passed on early this year, she was a grandmother to Kini Koko. What is the essence? Not yet. What's the essence? The essence is what you have done before you leave. Some people say, then why do some people die when their purpose has yet to be fulfilled? We are getting to that. Just follow me as I'm going. Now, when you say, let me quickly answer that question. When you say, why then do some people leave this world before their purpose has been fulfilled? Now, nobody leaves. The only people that you can say they leave this world, let's use that phrase because of social media. When you say, why then do some people leave? That statement means that they are willingly living. They live by themselves. They choose to live. So you're asking me, why do people choose to leave this world earlier than they fulfill their purpose? And I'm sure that's not what your question is. Now, what your question meant to say, I think so, is that why then are people taken out of this world earlier than their purpose? For everybody that passes on a percentage, you still have less than 1% who are living willingly. Those are people that are taking their own lives. Every other person does not live willingly. They don't choose it. It happens. They cannot control it. So we all have the understanding of life that the time that you pass is not for you to control. You cannot control the time that you pass in this life. And because nobody can control the time that anybody is going to pass, you cannot tell when that time is going to be unless you willingly take it away. That is the reason why from the moment, that is why Ifa made it a responsibility for parents. From the moment a child is born, before that child is named on the 7th or the 8th day, responsibility is laid on the parent to find out the purpose of that child and let that child start to fulfill it from the day that they understand their left from their right, because nobody knows the day of exit. The time that you go is not really what matters. Now, when you say, why do some people leave this world before their purpose is fulfilled? How do you know when their purpose is supposed to be fulfilled? Let's go from something we know, we all globally know and globally accept. The world has come to accept the story of Jesus, whether it's true or not. The world has come to accept that the purpose of Jesus was he came to die for the sin of some people, right? And the world also accepted that Jesus lived for 33 and a half years. But within those 33 and a half years, according to that story, he fulfilled purpose. He did not need 40 or 50 years to fulfill purpose. But if he did not fulfill it, and he still left this world at 33 and a half, somebody will still be there saying that, oh, they cut his life short before he was able to fulfill purpose. No. That his 33 and a half years was enough for him to fulfill purpose. I use that example because it's something that we have globally come to understand. I like to explain things from what you know. For some of you, your purpose has started from age 7. That is when you are supposed to have started fulfilling life purpose. Age 10, age 12. Religion has brainwashed you into thinking that your purpose in life can only come when you are adults. We live 70 years. We will live kinikwan. It's not everybody that is going to, and it's not a bad thing. Let me explain something to you today. Passing out of this world at a certain age is not it. There is no age that is good or bad to pass. Okay, please tell me in comment section, what age have we come to accept globally that is a good age for somebody to pass? Anybody that passed below that age is a bad thing. I need comments, so please. I need comments. And I still need people that are ready to come on my screen with me. We're talking generally now, we're sharing our thoughts here now. I need somebody to tell me, what is the age that is globally acceptable for people to get to before they pass? Somebody says 80 and above. Wow. 80 and 100. 70 is what has become globally acceptable. Okay. So let's take, for instance, that man, somebody says 70. Let's take, for instance, that Mr. Keshinro. The purpose of Mr. Keshinro in life is between age 10 and age 50. Is that okay? Mr. Keshinro has finished his purpose in this life at age 50. Please, what is Mr. Keshinro going to be doing in life for the next 20 years? Between 50 and 70. What is he going to be doing in this life? That's the point that Mr. Keshinro will get to, and life will start to make no sense because there is nothing else to do. There is nothing else to do. So we need to, how would I put it? We need to understand this lie that religion has told us to enjoy himself. Okay, so you see this thing that we say, enjoy life. What exactly is enjoying life? Let's even talk about it. Yeah, please. Any of the two people that talked about enjoy life, are you willing to come to share my screen with me so that I would invite you to co-host? The ambassador and moving strong. If you are willing to, and then somebody else who said it, oh shots. Are you willing to share my screen with me? Because we really need to talk about this thing that we have defined as purpose in life and enjoying life. We need to understand it because our misconception around this idea is what is putting pressure on a lot of people. That is what is putting pressure on a lot of our young adults right now, making them feel like there are certain things they have to do, certain things they have to achieve, and certain things they have to get by force so that they can enjoy life. Any of the three of you, if you are willing to share my screen with me, just send an invite so that I would accept it. Now, enjoying life. There is no enjoyment in life outside of your purpose. There is nothing, you can only enjoy life when you are fulfilling your purpose, while your purpose is fulfilling. You see what you call enjoying life. At times, your purpose, whatever it is, might have been scheduled for later years in your, yes, it is scheduled for different parts of people's life. Some people are supposed to go through a learning phase. They are learning, they are gathering information and instruction and training, preparing them for their purpose that is coming on later in life. Yes. Those are the people that need long life. See, if you sit down and meet people who have achieved to a certain point, and there is nothing else motivating them beyond that point, you will know how frustrating life can be. You will know how empty life can be. If you have had opportunity to sit down with successful people who have gotten to the personal peak of their success, I'm not saying that is the peak of success in whatever career that they have chosen or something. There will be higher level of success in that career, but for them as human beings, they have gotten to the peak of their success. They are at that point, they just feel stuck. Nothing excites them, nothing interests them, nothing motivates them. They don't feel like doing anything anymore. Every single day after that day is terrible. And that is why people that are still struggling to be successful in life, they don't understand why you suddenly hear some very successful person has committed suicide, or the person has unlived himself, or the person is suffering depression and this and that, and you're like, with all the money that he has, if I'm the one that has that kind of money, I will just be enjoying myself, even if I don't know. It's because you have not experienced it. That is why you think there is one enjoyment in life that is outside of purpose. Your enjoyment in life is wrapped around that purpose. Everything you want to do in life that would ever make sense is wrapped around that purpose. The moment you miss it, or the moment you are done with it, every other thing outside of that feels empty. It feels useless. It feels confusing. It feels uninteresting. It feels uninteresting. Where are all our gifters? I've been looking at my screen for how many. I know you people are enjoying, you are engrossed in the conversation and the teaching. Please bring out your gift. It's offering time in our church. Where are all my gifters? Where are you guys? Don't fall my hands today. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Bring out your gifts. Encourage those of us that are sitting there. I've been working all week. Oh, for those of you that saw my live streaming during the week, I've been working all week, but I still said, you know what? Let me not go 1 week without speaking and teaching to this wonderful family of African spiritualist entities. Someone said, so what has depression got to do with the feelings of nature? Is there a link? What has depression got to do with the feelings of nature? Feelings of nature. Please, can you explain that question better? Let me see who that person is. What has depression got to do with the feelings of nature? If you explain better, I'll be able to answer you. Are you located in Lagos? I work from Lagos. I work from Osun State. I work from Ogun State. I work from Ekiti State. It depends on what I'm doing and depends on what you need per time. Purpose. That is what answers all of those. Your purpose. And the wonderful part of it is that your purpose is not something that you can just sit down and somebody will explain to you in 2 sentences and you say, this is my purpose. What's your purpose in life? My purpose in life is that I've come to take care of people. I've come to help people. No, that's not a purpose. That's just a general feeling that you have. Your purpose in life is not something that will come to you like in one word, in one sentence. Even when you do your itefa, it continues to unfold. It continues to unfold. Your spirit, your Ori, Ifa, your ancestors will continue to guide you in the path of your purpose. It will get clearer and clearer by the day. Your Itefa or your Ishefa will give you a summary of what it is. The Odu that comes out during your Ishefa and your Itefa will give you a summary of what it is. Then you now go back and start to study the essay of those Odu one by one. You will continue to seek the guidance of Ifa as you go through life's journey. And then it will be unfolding. Then things will make sense. And the moment you find that, you will find out that, you see, when you think that you not having money makes you feel lost and sad, it's not you having money or not having money that is making you feel lost and sad. First of all, if you are in your purpose and you are fulfilling your purpose and you are doing what you are called here to do, money is part of what we need in life. It will come along with your purpose. I'm sure you have heard 1,001 people say that and you just feel it's not true. They are just deceiving themselves. But that's the truth. Along the line of your purpose comes every other thing that you need for life. The moment you are outside your purpose is when you start to struggle for basic things of life. Take your purpose as somebody sent you something, or let's make it more interesting. Imagine that you are in a romantic relationship and you want to give your partner a surprise, and then you have a card or a note at the door. You say, take 10 steps and open the brown envelope. In the brown envelope again, there's another instruction that says, remove your shoes here, open the white box to your right, and put on that pair of shoes. And you continue to go and go and go till you get to the last part where it says, okay, open this box, and there you have the keys to the car that I just bought for you. We have all seen those surprise, packages. If at the door your surprise read, now let's take that as your purpose in life, continues to unfold. If at the door the surprise says, take 3 steps to the right and open the brown envelope, and your stubborn village people says, no, go and take 3 steps to the left and open the yellow envelope, are you going to end up where the key to the car that the surprise gift is? You will not end up there. Every other thing you need is in you following those instructions. The shoe you are going to wear to the dinner, the beautiful dress that your husband has put there for the dinner, the jewelry you are going to wear, the perfume you are going to wear, till the last one, which is the car, is there. If you miss one step, you will not find it. Then you will now get to the car and find, how am I supposed to drive this car when I don't? He said I should remove my dress here. I've removed it. Where are we going to pick another dress from? Then you are now upset. Now, where do I start to get the money for the link for how to pay? Where am I going to get money to buy the dress? Meanwhile, the man has put instruction there on how you are going to pick that lovely red dress to wear to meet him at the dinner. But because you are not following instruction, in your mind, you have already, I know my husband, he likes white, so let me just open the white envelope instead of the brown one. The instruction says brown envelope. You open white envelope. You will not find it there. It's the same thing. Everything you need from that dinner is in the instruction he's giving to you. Everything you need for life is along the path of your purpose. Someone said the link for how to pray in Ifa is not working. What do you mean the link is not working? You try to subscribe and you cannot subscribe. If you try to subscribe and you cannot subscribe, please, can you send a message via WhatsApp? Somebody will be there to assist you. The WhatsApp number is now showing on your screen, posted by Ìyánífá Ẹwà Herbs. That's my backup page. And I pinned the WhatsApp number. So just send a message via WhatsApp. Somebody will be there to assist you. Everything you need with that purpose is there, is along the line of your purpose. When you are on that line, life gets easier. Nobody is promising you that life will be a bed of roses, or we don't lie to people here. Ifa does not lie to you and promise you what does not exist. But are you promised a better life? Better quality of life. I like to put it like that. Better quality of life. Because some of you, the quality of life you are living is you want to get into problem and get a solution. Then you continue to go, then you hit a brick wall again, boo. Then you come back again and get a solution. Then you run again, then you bump into a pothole again, then you come back for a solution. That is not good quality of life. Good quality of life is as you are taking the steps, you are getting warnings as to there is a pothole there. Can you divert a bit? Even if you did not know on time, you don't entirely fall into the pothole. You are already going at a speed that you are not likely to miss this, to avoid this pothole. But because you know there is a pothole there, Ifa tells you what to do, and then somebody else is there helping you fix, maybe to put a slab on top of it or to fill it up, to make sure that the impact you are going to make on that pothole is not much. Ifa tells you ahead, there is a pothole there, so you either avoid it or you can slow down as you are driving towards there. Then you enter into that pothole gently and carefully. That is a better quality of life. Not the one that you people will be living. Please, can you help me get this? I told them to bring the battery. Help me call David. It's a better quality of life when you understand what that purpose is. So at the end of the day, we are all here trying to figure out what is that purpose. Why do I feel stuck? Now, does that mean that the moment you do your itefa and you get your Odru and you get your purpose, they explain to you, oh, this is why you're here, this is what you are doing here, blah, blah, blah. The second one is with him. Just call him, he will give it to you. And they give you all of that. Does that mean, life is just going to be so wonderful, there will be no problem again, there will be no? 1,000 times no. Can you still feel stuck? Can you still feel confused even after you have done your itefa and you have taken steps to find your purpose? Yes, you can. We are still in this human life. But do you know why it is better at that time? You already know your Odu. So at that time, you can quickly make an Ifa divination and ask and find out. I took the steps that Ifa asked me to take. I've been going every step of the way. Why am I still feeling like this? Then Ifa will be able to explain to you, which takes us to the second part of this teaching. Ifa will be able to explain to you, why are you feeling stuck? What's happening? What's there to do? Have you made a mistake? Is there something to correct? And then you keep on moving in a better quality of life. Now, that brings us to the second part of this teaching. The second part of this teaching, which is what religion did not tell you, is that you see the life that you are living here. When you say, oh, why is this life complex? Why is it confusing? Why is it frustrating? Religion tells you that everything about your life depends on God. As long as you can pray, God will fix it, God will do it. The only two entities that exist in the spirit realm of religious people is God and devil. After God and devil, there is no other thing that exists. No other person is responsible for nothing. Even when they talk about village people and blah, blah, blah. Bring it here. Turn it on. Even when they talk about village people and all of that, they still tie it to the devil. Is that okay? It's still tied around to the devil. No, I think you should come to this side. It's still tied around to the devil. But that is a lie. Religion sold you a lie when they told you that. Now, the quality of life that we live here on earth, the kind of life we live, the purpose that we have come here to fulfill, the kind of life we have come here to live, it doesn't only depend on God and the devil. Move it back a bit. It doesn't only depend on God. No, the whole table. It doesn't only depend on God and the devil. Back a bit. All right. It depends on the decision and the choices of a whole lot of other people around you. Yes. Let's talk about that part. Let's talk about the part where Ifa says something. Ifa says, Bí àná ṣe rí, èní ò rí bẹ́ẹ̀, òun ló ń mú babaláwo dífá ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀run. Kí ló dé tí babaláwo ṣe ń dífá ní ọ̀sẹ̀ Ifá ní ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀run? Wọ́n ní nítorí pé bánà ṣe rí, èní lè má rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Ọ̀túnla tó jọmọ ìyá wọn gan ó lè yàtọ̀. What does that mean? The way yesterday is, today might not be like that. Tomorrow self might be different. That is why an Ifa priest is encouraged to do his divination every Ose. Ose is week, every week. But we are not talking about the normal 7 day a week calendar. Our own calendar in Yoruba is a 5 day, every 5 day. Ọ̀rọ̀ ọjọ́ márùn-ún. Because there are other things that can come together to change that thing. Other things exist in this world. Other people exist in this world that are making choices every day. And the ripple effect of their choices can affect you, even if you decide this is where I'm going. But religion will not tell you that. Religion will tell you that it's just God and the devil. So the only thing you do every day is to pray to God and pray against the devil. And then when something happens, is God, is the devil. Oh God, why me? Oh, is a lie. People are making choices every day. Let me give you a perfect example. There is a married woman who lives her life. She's moral, she's righteous, she's a good housewife, well trained. She goes to work, very super wonderful mommy and wife, and all of those good stuff. But her husband, his own daily choice is to break the vows of marriage that they exchanged. That's his own daily choice. He wakes up every morning looking for another random girl to sleep with. The choice that man is making, he's making the choice for himself, is his body, but he's not making the choice for himself alone. Every time he decides to sleep with a random girl, he's carrying his wife along without her consent. Because every intimate moment that he has with any of those women, there is an exchange of physical body fluid. There is exchange of health, physical health. Viruses are exchanged. Bacteria is exchanged. Body fluid carrying and causing whatever is exchanged. There is exchange of trauma, mental and emotional and psychological trauma. When you sleep with somebody and you feel this heaviness, like you've carried the burden of that person inside you, there is exchange of spirit. Spiritual energy is exchanged. That woman did not choose to sleep with the side chick. She did not choose to sleep with that random girl. But the moment her husband sleeps with her husband carries the same thing home and sleeps with his wife and transfers everything to his wife, shares it with her without her choice, without her consent. A grown-up person that you cannot control. Yes, that's the reality of life. Because I was talking to a pastor sometimes last month. I said, the way you people talk about don't fornicate, don't commit adultery, no fornication, no, don't have intimacy outside of your marriage, outside of this, outside of that. Do you people also put into consideration the fact that there are some partners that choose to stand by these moral principles who are married to other partners who choose not to stand by those principles? Does the fact that that woman is standing by moral principles, does it protect her from what her man is bringing? Or the man that is standing by moral Bible principles, does the choices of his wife protect, is his moral choice protecting him from what the wife has chosen? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So you see how Ifa is more realistic than the bunch of crap that they put together and they called religion. You being holy and righteous does not guarantee anything in this life. You can still be righteous and holy and moral and do all of this and do all of that. And You will have a son, a brother, or a sister in the house who will choose stupidity. And their choices of stupidity, the consequence is coming back to meet you in the house. Because the day they run into trouble, money that you have been working for and saving, you will need it to bail them out of trouble. They decided to drink and drive, and they've ended up in an accident, and they're in hospital and they need emergency surgery. My dear sister, you will drop the money. 90% of the time, you will drop the money. Are you the one that chose to drive recklessly? No. You will drop the money. So if religion is telling you that your success in life depends on God and the devil, as long as God is happy with you and you're fighting the devil, they sold you crap, and you and I both know. A friend of mine was talking to me a couple of days ago. We were talking about, marriage and all of those things, choices that partners make. Her mom is in her 70s. She is nursing. She has nursed her father out of cancer a few years ago. He beat cancer a few years ago. She's nursing him out of, I think, diabetes and dementia right now. That man did nothing but bring her pain while they were growing up. Now she's spending the last years of her life that she's supposed to relax as a retiree from 30 years in service, as a mother that has children and grandchildren, sit down and just, be experiencing this other side of life. She cannot, because she's nursing a man based on the choices that he made. The same man that was not there for her while they were married. And the woman, she's a child of God. She's born again. Ifa tells us that people make choices and the consequences of it can affect us. That is why we have to check constantly. You have to check constantly. I've checked my journey today. I want to go on a journey to Lagos. I've asked Ifa. Ifa says Lagos is going to be awesome. Lagos is going to be good. Lagos is going to be this. And I embark on the journey. 2 days into Lagos is another Oseifa. I will still go and ask Ifa. Now that we have come to Lagos, so you said Lagos will be successful. You do your Odù Ifá, and Odù Ifá says, there are some group of people in Lagos who have decided to be stupid. Because of them, XYZ is going to happen. So you know what? Just stay in your house for this 1 week. Don't go out. But Ifa says immediately I get to Lagos, I should go out. The land is the Lord and the fullness thereof. We are here to take it over and be inheritance of Christ and the blah, blah, blah. The choices that some people have made in Lagos will cause the government to shut down Lagos for 1 week. You cannot go anywhere. You cannot go and to stand in front and be speaking in tongues. If they say there is curfew for everybody. Everybody's shop will not open. Whether you are a Christian or you are a Muslim. Religion does not put all those things into consideration for you. But Ifa does. I said all of that to say that you have to continue to check with this your purpose every step of the way. Find out what it is. That is why African spirituality is a lifestyle. It's not a destination. For some of you, you have joined a bandwagon to come to Ifa. Yes, we welcome you. But this is not a destination. This is a journey. And it's a lifetime journey. This is a journey of being responsible, being accountable every step of the way. A realistic journey. Eshegoni. Grace said Ifa is more realistic. Yes. This is not a destination. It's not, once I do my Tefa like this, all my problems have been solved. Can Ifa solve all your problems? Yes. But will that singular act of Itefa alone solve all your problems? No, no, no. 1,000 times no. All your problems will be solved every step of the way. You are going to be going all that step. Those steps include your Ifa divination part time, your sacrifice and appeasement part time, your offerings and your gifts part time, different instructions that Ifa will give you, different taboos that Ifa will tell you to avoid. every step of the way. If in doubt, ask Ifa again, and then you go on. That's how it works. That is how you take yourself out of this feeling of, I just feel stuck, I feel confused, I feel this. Ask Ifa. But first of all, before you ask Ifa, have you done your Etefa? Do you know what your purpose is? That's your existence, the reason why you exist, the reason why you are here. Have you found that first of all? Because that's the basics of it. Some of you think that when an Ifa priest or priestess comes and they are talking about Itefa, is money that they want to make. No, let's think about it. I had some people come over this last week. I did Itefa for somebody. I did Ishefa for some people. We were going through every one of the process. And at a point, they stopped and they asked me, is this what your everyday life is? I said, yes. You mean you have to go through this stress like this for every client that comes? Yes. Some of you think the Babalawo is there to collect your money. I will keep saying it again. If you feel that Ifa can solve your problem, and that is why you have come to Ifa, then you think that there is a Babalawo that is collecting your money from you. You are not making sense. Do you know why you are not making sense? You are coming to Ifa because you know that Ifa can help you. The Babalawo through which Ifa will speak to you, you think Ifa cannot help that person? Do you understand? If you are coming to Ifa because you believe that Ifa can make you a millionaire, and then you are grumbling because a Babalawo says, come and pay for it, Ifa, is our money they are collecting. Shebi, you came to Ifa because you think Ifa can make you a millionaire, and you think that Ifa cannot make that Babalawo a millionaire without you, then you are the one that has a reasoning problem. Because if you think that power exists in Ifa to be able to answer every one of your questions, then that means that power exists for us to be able to make the lifestyle that we want with or without you showing up at our doorstep. Do you understand it? It is for you. It's your purpose. It's for you to be able to find meaning in life. It's so that you should stop reincarnating life and coming back into life, repeating the same thing, roaming around, roaming around. Some of you are doing life for the fourth time and you are still not answered that purpose. And you know the annoying part of it, the next time you come to life again, you won't even remember that you have come before. So it's not as if, let me go and start from where I stopped or where I paused. No, you are coming to start all over again. And this time around, you might not even be born into an environment where they accept your purpose. Then you still have to go through life again, trying to navigate it. You are here right now. What do you stand to lose? Oh, maybe everything they're even saying is not true. There's nothing like reincarnation. What if there is? Do you really want to take the chance? What if there is? Aboru aboye o, Baba Ifa lowo. What if there is? And some people, somebody said this. The person said, "Boy, it's painful, Sha, if you cannot remember the past." Yes, it is painful that your physical self cannot recollect what your spirit has experienced in another existence. But that is only normal because there is a limitation on your physical self in this life. Your physical memory started to grow from the day you were born. It did not have any backlog of anything. So that's just normal. But question is, how do I find out? You can do a divination to find out. If there are things about your past that you need to use in this life, and sometimes spirit is telling you, your ori is telling you, they are showing you in form of dreams and in form of vision, in form of messages that come to you that you can confirm with Ifa. You can confirm with Ifa. Somebody asked me a question. Yes, Madam Grace, thank you for bringing up that question. She asked me a question on WhatsApp. Let me read out that question. I told her to join this live streaming today so that I can answer the question, so that more and more people can also benefit from it. So here is her question. She said, please, ma, help me do a voice note on Oyeku. I want a clarification. I know that there is destiny, and I know there is also karma. Méjì méjì ni Elédùmarè dá gbogbo nǹkan. Tibitire, like you always say, and I love your teachings, by the way. Thank you, Miss Madam Grace. So her question is, how does it play out here? For instance, some people choose as some people, okay, she said, for instance, some people choose or they are destined to die young. Will Oyeku work for those kind of people? So sometimes during the week, I thought about a particular Odù Ifá Oyeku Méjì. I recited the Odù and I sent it to the contacts that I have on my timeline. So the Odù Ifá goes thus. He says Oyeku is Oyeku Méjì. Oyeku means to avert death or to dodge death. He says Oyeku mo bá ọ múlẹ̀ kó má mà ṣe dà mí. Wọ́n ní inú bíbí ẹrú ní ń pẹrú, ẹ̀dọ̀ fùfù ìwọ̀fà ní ń pàwọ̀fà. Adíá fún Òfúà ńgbà tó ń bẹ láàrin ọ̀tá ayé, ẹbọ lawó ní kó rú. Tíkú bá ń ṣẹgbẹ́ mi pa, ọ̀tọ̀ ni kí Ọ̀yẹ̀kú mọ́ sàmí sí. Tí àrùn bá ń ṣẹgbẹ́ mi ṣe, ọ̀tọ̀ ni kí Ọ̀yẹ̀kú mọ́ sàmí sí. Ikú ò pawó mọ́, ikú yẹ̀ lórí awo, ọ̀tọ̀ là ń yọ Òfúà obì sí. Ikú ò pawó mọ́, ikú yẹ̀ lórí awo. Now that Odu talks about Oyeku Méjì, and he gives an example. The Odù Ifá the divination was made for the person called, or the character called Òfúà. Òfúà is a type of an obi. Tá a bá ń lo obì nínú Ifá, when you hold a whole kola nut, and you know it splits into different parts. The different parts that it splits into, tá a bá fẹ́ pín, ó máa ń sọ pé a fẹ́ pa obì. It means that we want to unleave the obi. You know what I mean by that? That's what we say in Yoruba. Ẹ jẹ́ ká pa obì yìí. It means that we want to end the existence or end the life of the obi. That's what we say. But obi tí a máa ń lò tá a bá fẹ́ dáfá, àwọn obì aláwẹ́ mẹ́rin ni. The obi that we use in Ifa are the one that breaks into 4 parts. The moment that obi is not a 4-part obi, maybe it's a 5-part obi, as long as it's not the type of obi that we use, we call it Òfúà. So a lè pa fún Ifá tá a fẹ́ dá. Ọ̀tọ̀ la máa ń yọ Òfúà sí láàrin àwọn obì tá a bá fẹ́ dáfá. Tí babaláwo bá fẹ́ pa obì, babaláwo ò kí ń pa Òfúà fún Ifá tó bá fẹ́ bọ Ifá. Do you understand it right now? So that kola nut, that is not the 4-part kola nut. Anytime a babalawo wants to do a divination or a sacrifice, and there is that type of kola nut there, he will remove it out separate and say, we cannot use this one. We cannot, in quotes, end the existence of this one. We will put it there. So they told Òfúà that he was among enemies. Wọ́n ní adífá fún Òfúà ńgbà tó wà láàrin ọ̀tá. Òfúà was among enemies that were after his life. Ẹbọ lawó ní kó rú. His babalawo said he should make a sacrifice. He should make ẹbọ. Òfúà gbọ́ rírú ẹbọ ó rú. Ó rán ni lọ́jà, ọmọ ọjà sáré wálé. Wọ́n ní ọmọ awo ò kí ń lọ́jà ìwẹ̀yìn. Ọmọ awo ò kí ń lọ́jà kó tún wẹ̀yìn. Ó lọ sọ́jà, ó ra gbogbo nǹkan tán ní kó rà. Ó dẹ̀ fi rúbọ. Ẹbọ fín, ẹbọ dà, ẹbọ dòdì ọ̀run, ẹbọ ẹ̀ di gbígbà. He was asked to make ẹbọ, and Òfúà made the ẹbọ. And they now said, tíkú bá ń ṣẹgbẹ́ mi pa, ọ̀tọ̀ ni kí Òfúà ò máa yọ tèmi sí. Ètùtù kan wà tá à ń pè ní ètùtù Ọ̀yẹ̀kú. When a divination is made for somebody, tí wọ́n dá Ifá fún èèyàn, tí Ọ̀yẹ̀kú jáde, tí Ifá ní ẹ jẹ́ kí lágbájá ta dáfá fún yìí o, ẹ jẹ́ kó lọ ṣètùtù ọ̀yẹ̀kú méjì torí pé kíkú ba lè yẹ̀ lórí ẹ̀ ni. So when you make that divination and the Odu comes out and says it is Oyeku, Oyeku will tell you to do the etutu. The moment you do the etutu, the incident that is supposed to take your life, you will dodge it. You will avert it. It will cross over to somebody else, to somewhere else, to some other place. Now, the question of this, our sister, Madam Grace, is that for people that have been destined to live a short life, can they just go and do Oyeku, Etutu Oyeku, so as to avert that untimely passing away? Let me explain to you how it is. Ifá knows everybody's destiny. Ifá ti mọ ìpín tí oníkálùkù yàn. Ìjọ tí wọ́n bá ti ń ṣe àkọsẹ̀jayé fún yàn, wọ́n á ti sọ, this person, this child that we are doing àkọsẹ̀jayé for, this child has chosen a short life in this life. This child is not destined to live long. But remember that Ifá is also defined as Atori ẹni tí ò sunwọ̀n ṣe. Anybody that has picked Ori tí ò sunwọ̀n, the person has picked a destiny that is not good, a destiny that does not align with what life is supposed to be. Ifá is the one that repairs that destiny. So if you have a child and they did a divination for that child and they say, this child is an Ọmọ Ẹlẹ́gbẹ́, and this child has made an agreement with his Ẹgbẹ́ to come back at the age of 18. Ifá will tell you what to do concerning that child to be able to extend or prolong the life of the child based on the Ori that that child has picked. Everybody has different purpose per time. Oyeku will help you avert untimely death. Listen to the definition, untimely death. Oyeku will help you avert situations where people are trying to take your life before time. Did you get me? It will help you to avert situations that will take your life before time. It will protect you from sudden passing. It will protect you from things and people and environment and circumstances that can end it untimely. That is what Oyeku is protecting you from. That Odu mentioned it. Wọ́n ní láàrin ọ̀tá ni Òfúà wà. Oyeku did not talk about the fact that Ofua was destined to go at a certain time. That is an entirely different case. For people that have been destined, or children particularly, when we have any untimely passing, it always refers to children. If that child is a child that has Egbe, they will ask the Egbe of that child, what is the reason why this child chose 18 years or 15 years or 12 years or 20 years or 21 years? They would ask the Egbe, okay, this child has come into life and wants to do so many other things in life according to the Ori that they've picked. What do we give to you in exchange for having their life prolonged? Egbe will say what they want to receive. You will give it, and they would allow that child to live a longer life to fulfill the purpose for which they came. Is that okay? So everything has to do with purpose. If the purpose of somebody is just to come here and their purpose is going to expire in 10 years, ẹni yẹn máa lọ tí ọdún mẹ́wàá yẹn bá ti pé. It is the human part of life that makes us see long life as something that is synonymous with God. And we see life that ends at a certain age as synonymous with the devil. It's religion that sold that nonsense to us. And the annoying part of it is even at least those in the Islam religion, those ones, when somebody passed, they will say God has given, God has taken away, glory be to God. So the religion that stresses that, making you, and you know the funny part of it, the annoying part of it, they tell you that God gives you long life and prosperity. Long life is the will of God for us to live long life. Yet there is no guarantee that any Christian will live long life. They still bury people every day who are good Christians, and they do not live up to that three score and 10. So are you telling me now that for every time it happens, God was deaf of hearing when that person was praying for long life? It does not make sense. So they have sold that idea to you. Then you people have brought that idea to African spirituality to pressure those of us in Ifa to. Emma, what pressure one be by you? Let your drop your pressure, your baggage of pressure in front of your church before you leave. Donate it to the offering bag. Don't bring any unnecessary pressure here. Because the same people that told you that are hammering, yes, everybody has to live up to the age of 120, up to the age of 120. The Jesus that you people are holding on to like this, he did not live up to 50. And he fulfilled purpose. Ude law. And everybody is rejoicing that he left at age 33. You are all rejoicing. And everybody wants to be like Jesus. I told somebody one day, I said, Timba she àṣẹ, I want to be like Jesus. Don't say, oh, ni like be like she marry. If I say àṣẹ to every time a Christian says, I want to be like Jesus, they will not like the way their life is. Because trust me, that Jesus that they describe for you, don't want to be like him. Which part of him do you want to be like? You want to leave this world at 33 and a half. You want your mother to go through what Mary went through. Or you want your children to put you in the position that he put Mary when he was living? Or is it the crucifixion that you want to be like? Which of his experience do you really want to be like? The fact that he did not marry and have children. You want to be like Jesus, yet you're on every dating app looking for boyfriend and girlfriend. Your mommy is arranging girlfriend for you. Did Jesus marry? Which part of Jesus do you really want to? Which part? Which part? The part that his friends betrayed him and sold him. Is that the part that he wants? Yet, if somebody betrays you today, is the devil. No, it's Jesus. You want to be like Jesus. That's why you're experiencing constant betrayal, because that's the life he lived. But that aside, I'm not here to talk about anybody's choice of religion. Let's understand what we are doing. It is not about how long your life is. It's about, have you fulfilled the purpose that you have come here to do? It's about, are you fulfilling the purpose every day so that when that time comes, nobody knows when it is. And irrespective of when the time comes, it does not change who God is. Oh, Olodumare will not stop being Olodumare because somebody's husband died at the age of 40. It does not change anything. Ifa will not stop being Ifa because somebody's grandmother lived longer than her grandchildren. The prayer that we are praying, that we pray every day, is that àwọn ọmọ tí a ti ojú wa bí kó má ti ojú wa lọ. Ìyẹn ló yẹ kẹ́ ẹ máa lé. That's what you are supposed to be running after. You have children. You have not done Akosejaye for your children. You have not done Itefa for your children. You have not done Ishefa for your children. You are sáré long life. You are running a long life, Lonsa. Instead of you to sit down and find out that no matter how long I live, which is the prayer we pray in Yoruba, bó bá ṣe lè wù kí n pẹ́ láyé tó, mi ìfẹ́ fojú sunkún ọmọ, mi ìfẹ́ mọ sàárè ọmọ, eré tó yẹ kó máa lé nìyẹn o. Pé kọ́mọ má tójú ẹ lọ, lè eré tó yẹ kó máa lé o. Go and find out, ṣé ọmọ ẹlẹ́gbẹ́ lọmọ tó bí? Ṣọmọ yẹn ti ṣàdéhùn péjọ báyìí báyìí lòun ń lọ. Go and find out, that child you gave birth to, is it or is that your child, ọmọ ẹlẹ́gbẹ́? Has that child signed a certain age to live this life? You are not running after that. You are running after long life, long life. Yoruba used to say something. Wọ́n ní àpẹ́ láyé ojú wa ò ní rí bí, ìkan la máa fọwọ́ múnú méjèèjì. Do you know what that means? You want to live long, but you don't want your eyes to see the evil that a parent's eyes is not supposed to see. Yoruba says you will pick one, meaning that you want to live long. Do you want to live long and outlive your children? You don't, but yet you want to live long. Eré pé kó o pẹ́ láyé kójú ẹ má rí bí òun ló yẹ kó o máa sá. But all of you, ẹ ti ń sá one-sided race. Mo fẹ́ pẹ́ láyé, mo fẹ́ pẹ́ láyé, mo fẹ́ pẹ́ láyé. That's the only race you are running. Ẹ sáré pé kójú yín má rí bí. Ẹ sáré pé kẹ́ ẹ pẹ́ láyé kẹ́ ẹ má tún padà wá túnlé ayé yẹn ṣe. You are not running the race of I don't want to live long in this life and come and relive this life again. What's in this life that somebody wants to come and be living again? If you are coming to this life again, it should be with a different purpose, a different calling, a different agenda, not to come and repeat the same thing. Somebody says, then how do you know your purpose? Itefa will tell you your purpose. Let me explain that briefly for people that don't understand. Before we came from Orun, I will explain it in Yoruba so that it will be easy to understand it in English. Please keep tapping on your screen. We have 64 people on this live streaming, and we still have less than 50k likes. Why? And where are all the gifts? I can see, oh, I love your teaching. I love your teaching. Where are all my gifters? Oh, I feel like those ones come in the morning. They attend morning service. So evening service people, wọn ò mà ní káyín máwọn tó broke, kò possible. Evening service people, what's happening to you? Keep tapping on your screen. So let me explain that part of purpose. Let's even explain it extensively. And then before I go, there are some misconceptions I want to help you wipe out of your head this night. Ìgbà tá à ń tì kọ́lé ọ̀run bọ̀ wá sáyé, wọ́n sọ fún wa nínú ìtàn pé Ayálé Àjàlá, JJ Naija, thank you so much for the gift. Ajé á bù sí fún yín o, ibi tẹ́ ẹ ti yọ́ jáde, ajé á máa bù sí padà, àníkún àlékún báyìí òun ní ti pèrègún. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, ẹ ní fọwọ́ kàn sàlẹ̀ àpò àṣẹ. I will explain both in English and Yoruba so that you understand better. It's not only English viewers that we have. Oh, short, thank you so much for the gift. Ibi tẹ́ ti mú jáde, Elédùà á túbọ̀ máa fi di padà láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọ́n ní àbùdí ní tolókun, àbùdí ní tọlọ́sà, àbùdí ní tiyín máa jẹ́ ọ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ìgbà tá à ń tì kọ́lé ọ̀run bọ̀ wá sílé ayé, Ayálé Àjàlá, Àjàlá mọrímọrí, ibẹ̀ láti yan orí, láti yan ìpín. Oríṣiríṣi orí ló wà nílé Àjàlá. Àwọn orí gbígbẹ, orí tútù, orí tó tóbi, orí kékeré. Àwọn orí tájàlá dúró mọ́ dáadáa, àwọn tájàlá ò dúró mọ́ dáadáa. Ṣèbọ́ sọ fún wa nù tán pé ọ̀mùtí àtonígbèsè làjàlá. Ibi tó ti mọ tí àmupara ń gbà mí, ó ti mọ orí kórí fáwọn ẹlòmíì. Ibi táwọn onígbèsè ti ń le kò dúró mọ rí àwọn kan tán. Àwọn orí kan tiẹ̀ tún jóná nínú àwọn orí tí Àjàlá ń sun. Oníkálùkù ṣáà débẹ̀, ó yan èyí tó fẹ́. Ìgbà tá délé ayé, wọ́n ní màjèsín ló bí wa. Àdẹ̀rántí orí tá a yàn rárá. Àwa délé ayé, àwa ń béèrè káàkiri pé ẹ jọ̀ọ́, kí ni mo wá ṣe ń bì báyìí? Ìpín wo ni mo yàn? Kí ni mo wá gbélé ayé ṣe gangan? Wọ́n wá rán wa létí pé ìjọ́ tó o yan ìpín, ẹnìkan wà ń bẹ̀ ńjọ́ yẹn. Ta lẹni tó wà ń bẹ̀? Wọ́n ní Fá ni. Abájọ tá a ṣe ń pe Fá ní ẹlẹ́rìí ìpín. Let me explain that to you in English. When we were coming from Orun, for lack of better words in English, Orun will be heaven. And we were coming to this earth, Ayé. We stopped by at the house of a certain Orisha called Àjàlá. Àjàlá is the one that molds our head. He's the one that molds our ori, that molds our destiny. Àjàlá was a drunk and Àjàlá was a debtor. He owed so many people. So there are some times when Àjàlá would have taken too much drink and he will mold some ori like this. Some of them big and empty, some of them so small, some of them half big. Sometimes Àjàlá will put the molded ori into the furnace of fire, to burn it and dry it up. Then the people that is owing will come. Àjàlá will start to run. He will leave the ori there. Some of the ori will get burnt. He will still display it. and we will all go there and pick. So we picked our Ori and we came into this life. But when we came into this world, we were born as infants with no record of what happened before we came here. And then we start to walk through life aimlessly, no direction, asking everybody around, please, what am I doing here? What is my Ori? How do I know my destiny? Then Orunmila told us that, if I was there the day you picked your destiny, you don't say. So somebody else was there apart from me. Please, can we go and pick the person? They now picked Ifa. So we now come to Ifa to say, Ifa, I heard you were there when I picked my Ori. Please, can you tell me what happened? Because, dude, I can't remember nothing. Then Ifa will start to narrate the Ori that we picked for us, which is only done at 2 points. At the time that we were born, during Akosejaye, which is done for infants. Ifa now allows that some people will not come to check their Ori at the time of birth. Ifa says, I will still give them opportunity to come back when they are adults. The process of that is called Itefa and Ishefa. In fact, that one is also broken down into 2. Ifa also, now, just so that you see how realistic Ifa is, Ifa says, some of you will miss it as a child during Akosejaye. Your parents will not do it for you. Now, when you become adults and you find out about Ifa, some of you will not be close to home where they can do it Ifa for you because it has to be done in person. Some of you will be far away on a journey in a distant place or held up by certain circumstances and situations. You will not be able to come. Ifa gives you the opportunity to still find out some part of your journey during what we call Ishefa. Do you understand? So you see how it is, meaning that you don't have any excuse. At every point you learn about Ifa, it is not too late. The best time you should have known about Ifa was when you were born. But the next best time is today, now that you are knowing about it. And now you know. That is how your purpose and your destiny and the reason you are here, that is how it is revealed to you in this life. And I can beat my chest to it. To the best of my knowledge and understanding today, Ifa is the only form of spirituality that gives you the breakdown of every step of the way of your entire life. To the best of my knowledge and my understanding as of today, I've explored different forms of spirituality. Can they answer you? Yes. Can they do your divinations for you and tell you this and that and that? Now, should I tell you something that is interesting? I started learning about numbers and numerology and secrets of numbers. And I found out that numerology and secret of numbers, for those that understand it very well, it will give you the same results that Odù Ifá will give you. Do you know why? Because Odù Ifá was built on numbers. Now, this one is a secret knowledge for people that understand spirituality. This is outside of regular Ifá class. Everything in this world, in this life, is built on numbers. The foundation of the universe as we know it today is built on numbers. The entire Odu is built on numbers. So if you find anybody that will teach you the secret of numbers and spirit allow you to understand it, let me say congratulations to you in advance because you have the secret of life. But that is deeper than what an average person will understand. Let me just tell you that. Every form of spirituality and divination that uses numbers, and in this life, there are only 2 numbers that exist, 0 and 1. Those are the only 2 numbers that exist. Every other number outside of them was born out of them. 0 and 1 is the one that gives birth to every other number. For those of you that understand secret of numbers, you know what I'm talking about. 0 and 1 is the basics of life. This life as we know it here. Thank you for that gift. This life as we know it here. 0 and 1 is the basis of that life. So when people tell you Ifa is lack of understanding. If they understand what Ifa is, and they know the basics of Ifa, and they understand how Ifa was coded and decoded, they will understand that it has nothing to do with religion. I tell people, a lot of Yoruba people don't even like it when I say this. Ifa is not even only for Yoruba people. I mean, we can see it, we might not like it, but are there no people that practice Ifa doing great things with Ifa, contributing to the development of Ifa that are not African in any form? Numbers is the secret of Ifa. That's the only thing that can tell you stuff. But like I said, deep knowledge for people that are called to deep knowledge. People are coming from all over to learn about it because that's the secret of life. That is why we say technology is in Ifa, pharmacology is in Ifa, finance is in Ifa, physics is in Ifa, sociology is there, social life is there, your health is there, your spirituality is there, everything is there, everything is inside of it, because there is nothing in it that is outside of what life is. The basics of life is what it is. It interprets it. It interprets it. 0 and 1, binary. That's it. But you understand that better step by step, by and by. Finding your purpose is in your Odu. For those of you that are joining late, Mr. Dave, one of my wonderful gifters that I've missed. Don't worry, there will be a replay on our YouTube channel. You'll be able to catch the replay. That is where you find your purpose. There is no other. You see, I like practical life. I like practical life. I like when we can bring out facts. There is no other form of, there is no religion that gives you that. Religion will just continue to tell you, see, go and ask around, what's your purpose when you are a religion? Our purpose is to come here and do the will of God and to worship God and to honor God and to make God happy and to, that's generic, plain, basic, generic. You don't need a pastor to tell you that. You don't need a spiritualist to tell you that. Anybody can conjure those words. But a form of spirituality that can tell you about you, things that you did not even know about yourself, things that you thought other people cannot know. My group of babalawos and I, we always smile anytime we are having itefab for people. We will start by telling the person that, Ewo, if I'm unsure for. So don't think that the person that brought you is the one that had a conversation about you. If I will tell us things that you don't even want any other person to hear about you, if I will tell you, if I will open it to all of us here, things that you don't even know about yourself, if I will tell us and put everything down. And you know the wonderful side of Ifa. Ifa doesn't only give you information. Ifa gives you instruction of how to fix it. Mr. Dave Esheo, thank you so much for the gift. Ajé àbùsí fún yín o, àbùdíní tolókun, àbùdíní tọlọ́sà, ọwọ́n yín ò ní mọ̀sálẹ̀ àpò àṣẹ Èdùmàrè. If I will tell you how to fix it, if I will give you instruction of how to go about it, if I will tell you how not to get back to that problem, Ifa is more than just a group of thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not. Do you know how many thou shalt not is in your religion? And do you know how many people did those things? And they still went through, recorded in the holy scriptures that you people are reading. And their life was still good. We give you very nice example. Go back and read your Bible. Abraham, David. Please help me turn this other light on the wall there. On the wall here. Abraham, David. Sorry, let them turn. Yeah, thank you. No, 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 not this one. The other one that has the on sign. Is it this one? Okay. What of this one that is behind me here? Okay, all right. Abraham, David, go and read their life, read their story. They still did so many of those thou shalt not, and God still said, a man after my heart. God still said, I love you. So you see that thou shalt not, there's really nothing that it does for anybody. And that is not supposed to mean you should go and be doing what they asked you not to do. But it is beyond that. It is a personal purpose and a personal journey that if I will guide you through. When somebody gives you instruction that has to do with you as a person, that is when it will begin to make sense. I would answer your question, Gab Promotions. Just hold on. That is when it will make sense. When the instruction the person is giving to you has to do with you as a person, not just some general BS that is anybody can tell anybody. They will stop you on the road and they say, God said I should tell you that you'll be successful. Really? God said I should tell you that you should not sleep with somebody else's husband. Really? God said I should tell you that if you don't steal this year, is going to bless you. Duh. But when people can tell you, when Ifa can give you instruction that has to do with your personal life, your personal journey, things that you will look at. Thank you for the gift. Things that you will look at and you'll be able to say, this person knows me. Meanwhile, there's so many other forms of spirituality that can tell you things. There are spiritual practices that people go through that they can see things, yes, but beyond seeing it, two things. Can they give you a solution, and can that solution actually fix it? Secondly, can they give you instructions of how not to get back into that problem? And people will use such instructions over centuries and it will still stand the test of time. That is where a lot of them shift back. So you see, to fix the problem, which was the topic that we were talking about today, where we say a lot of people are feeling lost, a lot of people are struggling, they are feeling stuck. They feel like, what am I here to do? What is the essence of life? The answer to it is inside of Ifa. The answer to it is go and do your Itefa and Ishefa. You cannot do Akosejaye again. But if you have a child, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ bá ní ọmọ lọ́wọ́, if you have a child, please do Akosejaye for your children. If your wife is pregnant or you are the one that is pregnant as a woman, by the time that baby is born, make arrangements to do Akosejaye. And if you have missed that part, Ifa is still welcoming you, saying that that purpose that you have not found, I was there when you picked it, and I can tell you, come and do your Itefa and your Ishefa. And then every step of the way in life, continue to do your divinations. Life will get clearer. It's not going to make sense for you to come into this life under the circumstances that life is like this, going through everything that you have gone through. Then you will still live this life without fulfilling your purpose. Then you come back again and redo it. If you are Otedola's daughter now, you say, at least if you come to life again, you enjoyed it the first time, come back to it again and doing the second time. But if you grew up on and this regime, this economy is doing you gbasgbos, please don't come back to this life and go through that again. Please don't. I beg you, don't. Find that purpose here, fulfill it, finish it before you go. And remember that the clock is ticking. Nobody knows when everything on this life will be wrapped up. Nobody knows when everything in this life will be wrapped up. Let me answer Mr. Kinney's question, Mr. Okay, gap promotion. It says, what do you say to someone at 60 that is just coming to know Ifa? Like I said, the best time to have known about Ifa was when you were born. The next best time is today. Whether you are okay, what if you are 60 and you are going to live up to 120? Do you want to say because you met Ifa at 60, you are not going to do anything about it again and you just want to continue to live? You don't know how many more years you still have to live. You still want to take a chance of living the next 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever years you still have to live in a state of not knowing what you're supposed to do? No, you don't want to. So, like I said, if you missed it as a child, you have the opportunity as an adult to still do it again. It is called Itefa. That's the primary one. Itefa is the process that you go through that involves you being physically present to go through the series of rituals and sacrifices and appeasements and instructions to get the Odù Ifá that birthed you. I would explain what that means shortly. When you get it, inside that Odu is where you know what your life journey purpose is, who you're supposed to marry, how many children you're supposed to have, what career you're supposed to do. Are you supposed to stay in this country where you are born? Are you destined to travel out? Can you merge business? Do you have a spiritual calling? What are the things that your ancestors did that is affecting you? Is there anything you need to fix? Blah, 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 blah. We would explain all of that to you during Itefa. I'm an Ìyánífá. I do Itefa alongside with the team of Babalawos that I have. Now, we will break everything down for you. Remember that you are coming to Ifa as an adult. So chances are that some of the things you are supposed to do, you have missed it. Take, for instance, Ifa says this person is destined to succeed in their home country, and you have already traveled out like 10 years before you even came to Ifa. But you and I both know that abroad that you went, nothing to show for it in that 10 years. In fact, some of you are coming to do Itefa because abroad that you went to, nothing was just working. Somebody says, go and ask Ifa, and they say you should do Itefa. Now, you are already in the abroad. You already have a family there. You have a life there. And Ifa says that's not the place for you. It is still Ifa that is going to direct you on how to correct your steps back to where you are. Sometimes it's not easy for you to just say, oh, Ifa says that I'm supposed to be a lawyer, but now I'm a doctor. Okay, I'm ending my career today and I'm going to law school tomorrow. It's not that easy. Ifa will direct you. This person is doing Itefa at the age of 60 and is supposed to be on a career path that is parallel to the one that he is right now. Ifa will direct you on how to go about it that will make sense in the situation that you are in. Not like all those people that will give you a message and will say, the woman that is in your house is not your wife. Your wife is still in primary 6. Wait for her to graduate before you marry. Do you now get home? The prophet said, the woman is not my house, is not my wife. You now go and pack all her load and go and dump it in her father's house. No. That's the foolishness of religion. Ifa will not tell you to do that. If the person you are with, they check, and Ifa says, that's not the person for you. Your husband came to you 5 years ago and you missed him. You will go the steps of it. Ifa will direct you on instruction of how that relationship will naturally just dissolve, and everybody will naturally just go their separate ways without any fight, and that other person that you missed will come back, or you will go back and meet them. Then you will continue your journey like that. That is how beautiful Ifa is. So now, those of you that are asking what's the difference between Ishefa and Itefa, remember that I said you have to be there in person when they are doing Itefa. But Ifa also understands the fact that some of you, at the time you will hear about Ifa right now, you are not in a place where you can come and go into Igbodu by yourself. Ifa allows such people to do what we call Ishefa. English calls it the first hand of Ifa. In Ishefa, it gives us a lot of information about you, not your entire journey like Itefa would do, but at least enough to be able to guide you, pending the time that you are able to do your Itefa. Some people might be around and maybe financially they are not buoyant enough to do Itefa. Ifa allows them to do Ishefa. At least let them start from there, so that they are not just saying that oh, because I'm not in the country, because I cannot go into Igbodu now, because I don't have the financial means, blah blah blah. You don't have an excuse if I already made arrangement for everybody part time. So for those of you that are not physically present, Ifa gives you the opportunity to do your Ishefa. For those of you that are not financially buoyant at this time, Ifa gives you the opportunity to do Ishefa. And during your Ishefa, you can still ask questions. Ishefa might not be able to answer all your questions like Itefa, that's the truth. But at least it's better than having no information at all. You have taken the first step, and they will continue to do it for you. Someone says it's amazing. It's amazing. If I knew about the world becoming a global village way before the internet. Ifa is the voice of Olodumare. Ifa is the voice of Olodumare. Ifa is not a person. I hope you know. Ifa is not a physical being like you and I. Ifa did not exist as a physical being like you and I. Orunmila brought Ifa. Ifa is the voice of Olodumare. Ifa ni ohun ẹnu Olodumare. So when you say, oh, it's interesting, Ifa actually knew all of these things. It's like you're saying, oh, it's interesting. God actually knew that life is going to be like this. Yeah. He's God. That's why he's Olodumare. Yeah, he knows. He's not learning. He knows. He created it. He understands the existence. No matter where this existence wants to branch off and come and go, he understands it. You understand it? So Ifa is the voice of Olodumare. Everything that Ifa says is Olodumare responding to us, which is why I tell people, some people will tell you that, the reason I don't want to practice Ifa is you people don't even talk to God. You talk about orishas. You don't communicate with God. God does not. Olodumare communicates with us more than Jesus will ever be able to communicate with you in a million years to come. Olodumare communicates with you more than the God of the Bible will ever be able to communicate with you in 1,000 years to come. Sit down and put a pastor here and put a babalawo here and ask the two of them the same question about your life, somebody that they don't know. And let the babalawo call 5, 6 babalawos scattered in different parts of the world. Ask them the same question about somebody that they know nothing about, and put different pastors and prophets in the different parts of the world where they come from, practicing solely Christianity, not any other form of spirituality, practicing solely religion, and ask them questions and see the person that God will answer and will speak through, and the speed with which the answers will come. It takes a few seconds. What's your question? Sarah, the daughter of Abeke, and she has asked her question. We put the Okpele down. In a matter of questions, Ifa has started talking. Olodumare has started speaking to us. Your pastor still, first of all, needs to go and fast and pray. Let's tarry in the place of prayer. We will hear the word of God. It will come to us in dream and in vision and in this. And then somebody has to be the one to interpret, and that person has to be the one to. And at the end of the day, what he said is different from what the other pastor will say. It's different from what the other prophets will say. All of them will now start to argue among themselves. Meanwhile, every babalawo in every country, as long as they are using the same means of divination on that same topic, they are giving you the same answer. How many fasting and prayer have you done that God spoke to you? How many? So when they tell you those things, those are the misconceptions that they wrapped it around. Olodumare speaks to us instantly per time. There is no time you go to Ifa and they will say, God is not ready to answer. Sometimes they will tell you, and when you ask God a question, sometimes he says yes, sometimes he says no, sometimes he just gives you silent treatment. That God of the Bible can give silent treatment like anything. We just leave all of you hanging there. And you are supposed to be patient. Yes, patience is a virtue. Even in Odù, even in Ifa, sùúrù ni baba Ẹwà. Patience is the king of all character. It's true. But there's a difference between they are asking you to be patient and God is just giving you silent treatment at the time that you need to hear from him the most. Olodumare will never give you silence. It is not possible for you to drop Opele and it will not speak. And there's no time you drop Opele or a king or Henry the Logun that it will tell you a lie. It's not possible. So Ifa is not just something that knows something. Ifa is the voice that came out of the mouth, that comes out of the mouth of Olodumare constantly. That is Olodumare communicating with us. And yes, Olodumare knows everything. Òun ni wọ́n ṣe máa ń sọ fún wa nínú Ifá pé ẹnìkan kan ò gbọ́dọ̀ kọ odù Ifá tán. Ẹni tó bá attempt láti kọ odù Ifá tán, wọ́n sọ fún wa pé ó máa pọ́n láṣọ ni. Torí ẹni tó attempt láti kọ odù Ifá tán, the person is attempting to know everything about God as concerns the whole universe. Ó máa pọ́n láṣọ ni, ó ti fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run ni, kò dẹ̀ possible. So you see that odù, the Ifá that Olodumare gave us, if you know the value of that thing, if you know what it is, if you know how easy it will make life for you, you will take your slippers like this, you will dust it, you will run away from religion. If you know how easy it is, you will take your slippers and run away from religion. And then, yes, I'm coming for all of you. Those of you, because there are some of you on this live streaming and some of you that you watch it. And then those of you, I will make a shorter video, I will share it, but please, let's digress a little bit and talk about, because I told you I wanted to correct some misconception. Let's digress a little bit and talk about the celebration that is happening today. Because you see these people, please, those of you that are in Nigeria or you understand what's happening in Nigeria, there is a celebration, a festival, a ceremony that is happening today in southwestern Nigeria, precisely in Ogun State, that it went viral last year, and everybody was looking forward to the one for this year to see everything that is happening and all of that. Please, if you know the name of that festival and that ceremony, type it in the comment section. I want to know that you are with me. What's the name of the ceremony that is going on? It happened earlier today. All of you are on social media looking for the beautiful clothes they are wearing. You want to see the steez and the vibes going on in that ceremony. Type, what is it? Okay, Ojude Oba. Ojude Oba. I'm coming for them tomorrow morning. Let me allow them to watch all the videos and the pictures of the Ojude Oba tonight. Let them enjoy it. I'm coming for them tomorrow morning. So, dear Christian brothers and sisters, that is on the blogs right now, swiping and looking at Ojude Oba pictures and sharing it with their abroad friends and saying, that's our culture, that's our tradition, that's our people. I'm a Yoruba person, this is us, this is, auntie? If you share that video of Ojude Oba one more time, you are going to hellfire. You cannot dodge it. If you share the picture of Ojude Oba one more time and you tell me, we are proudly Ijebu people, that's our culture and our tradition, look at the beautiful clothes that they are wearing, you are going to hellfire. Do you know why? Because you see that Ojude Oba festival and ceremony, it is not just clothes and steez and vibes and color and parade and all the affluence and beauty that you are seeing. Ojúde ceremony is attached to Orishas, is attached to Ifa, is attached to Isheshe. So you will not share the video of Ojude today and wake up tomorrow morning and tell me you are not Onisheshe. You are an Onisheshe. Let me explain to you what Onisheshe means. Onisheshe is somebody that practices Isheshe. Do you know what Isheshe means? Isheshe is the way of life of the people from which you came out from, the way of life of your source, your origin, your ancestors, and your own people, the people that you are. Ishe is where you come from. Ishe is the way of life. So your culture, your tradition, your custom is Isheshe. So you see that Ojude that you are looking at the way the horse is doing like this and the way people are tying gele and you are sharing it is Isheshe. There are orishas attached to the ceremony of today. So many Etutu and Ebo have been done days and weeks preceding the Ojude of today. And it is centered inside Ifa and Isheshe. So if you share Ojude video and you're a Christian, the hottest part of hellfire is waiting for you. You cannot choose. You cannot decide to pick and choose when it comes to your roots and your culture. Somebody is probably going to type now. No, 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 no. You cannot say that. This is just culture. This is pure culture. It doesn't have anything to do with religion. Don't try to separate people with religion. It doesn't have anything to do with religion. We never said it has anything to do with religion. Ifa is not religion. Isheshe is not religion. It is you people that carried religion and brought it here. So if your religion tells you that Orisha is evil, and Ebo and Etutu is evil, let your religion also tell you that Ojude and everything that has to do with it is Orisha. Elobre lo wa won to nse Ojude. Do you know how many sacrifices we have done before today's ceremony? And for every successful Ojude, we are returning to Ojubo of our Orishas. We are returning to our ancestors and to Olodumare to give praise and to appreciate another successful, just concluded Ojude. And there will be sacrifices after them. So you cannot be coming to pick and choose. You cannot choose the steez and the vibes and say you are not part of, you are deceiving yourself. You are deceiving yourself. So for every one of you that is sharing the video on Ojude, thank you very much for promoting Ifa and Isheshe, because that's all you are doing. You cannot come here and be picking and choosing. No, see, we are welcoming you. We are not, our door is open. There is no religion here. But if you want to come to us, you come to us with your full chest and you practice it with your full chest. You don't pick and choose. So if you want to stay in church, stay with the ceremony of the church. Easter and what is it called? Easter and Christmas is okay for you. Ileya and what's the other one? Eid is okay for you. Leave Isheshe for us. Leave it for us. Don't come and be picking one side and pick. As when every festival you see that is well arranged, that is glamour, is cultural. But the moment you see a Google festival and all these things is going on, it's those Isheshe people. They are very dirty. They are very this. It is demonic. Ask the people that are doing Ojude, every family that is represented there. Ask them the Orisha that backs Ojude up in their house. Everybody has it. Omo Ijebu ni mi. And we have it. Ile Alagemo òun ni mo ti jáde. That is the Orisha that will come out before we join them at the Ojude in my own mother's family. So you cannot come here and be picking and choosing. Don't do that. You will tie Iru and Buba. You don't know that every fiber of the Asho you are wearing is a reflection of our ancestors. Yet your ancestors are demonic. But Ojude is it's pretty, it's classy, it has teas and vibes. Don't let me say Orisha will slap you. Don't let me say Oshun we fill your tummy with water. Má jẹ́ kí n sọ pé Ọ̀ṣun máa pọn mi dà sínú yín. Gbogbo yín pátápátá bẹ́ẹ̀. Then during the week, I saw one video that was going viral. One woman that she claims that she's Iya Osun. She was in one marketplace. How many of you saw that video? Then they said somebody went to do evangelism in the market. Then the spirit came upon her. Holy Spirit came upon her. The Iya Osun now started singing church song. Please, I cannot be the only person that saw that video. How many people on this live streaming saw that video? We are going to analyze that video shortly. How many of you saw that video? Ìyá Ọ̀ṣun yẹn ó so straw mọ́rí báyìí kíní funfun kan my goodness, did you see the video? We have started to put pressure on them. It's okay. So my own question, because you know you did, so many of you are, I'm glad that somebody else saw the video. There are only 3 questions I have, because me, I don't like stupidity. Ìyá yẹn tí ẹ̀mí gbé tẹ̀mí wọnú ẹ̀ yẹn, please, I want to ask, see, it might sound like a joke, but we are going somewhere. Ìyá tí ẹ̀mí wọnú ẹ̀ yẹn, Ìyá Ọ̀ṣun tẹ̀mí wọnú ẹ̀ yẹn. I just want 3 questions I have. Please, can we know the shrine that she's an Iya Osun, she's an Osun priestess, as she claimed. So she will have a shrine, ibi tó ti ń bọ Ọ̀ṣun. Please, can we know the shrine, the address of that shrine, where she has been practicing her Osun? Because she's not a small girl. Okere, Atimash Osun, yẹn bí 20 years. And I need to know the place where she's practicing her Osun shrine. Ká lọ bèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn ará àdúgbò bẹ́ẹ̀ pé ìyá alágbájá ọṣẹ mọ́rí ìyẹn ìkíní. I want to know the baba lóríṣà or the ìyá lóríṣà tí wọ́n ṣe ẹ̀rìndínlógún fún àbí tí wọ́n tẹ̀ nífà, because we need proof. Ìyẹn ìkejì. Then the third one, I need her to follow just one person to the Osun River. Kó wá lọ sí di Ọ̀ṣun, kó wá bomi Ọ̀ṣun sọ́wọ́ báyìí kó ní òun ti ṣe yeye Ọ̀ṣun rí o. Ẹ̀mí Jésù wá bà léhùn láàrin ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì, láàrin títì lòun ṣe ń kọrin, kó wá mọmi yẹn kó máa lọlé. People will just be behaving as if adults will sit down and conjure things, and they will not sit down and analyze it properly. They will now be disgracing their village people in public. That thing that she put on her head, for those of you that know the difference between plastic and the real traditional beads that Iya Osun, look at that thing that is on her head. Look at the straw, yeah. But you know the funny part of this thing is how Christianity always feels pressured. What is the pressure? Who is pressuring them? Who is competing with them? Nobody. Look at, from time immemorial, Yoruba people have been making movies. Christians have been making movies. How many indigenous Yoruba movies have you seen that they will say a Babalawo was here, one pastor now came to their village, the two of them were now fighting a battle, the power of the Orisha now conquered the pastor. They now said, when they shouted Orisha, or when they shouted Epa Orisha, Epa Ifa, everything in the church was just falling down. Please, how many of such videos have you seen? But we have lost count of the number of videos that we have seen, particularly that daddy. Who they like daddy and going back home, that Mount Zion daddy. We've lost count of the number of videos that they have made. They just have to go and fight a Babalawo. They will now shout Jesus. All the Paco and everything that they used to make Orisha will now be falling down. What is it? What is it? Can ṣé wọ́n máa ń sun ẹran méjì pọ̀ kí kan pa ni? Why? And this is how you will know that something is happening. When people are feeling unnecessarily pressured, they feel the need to constantly defend themselves. Nobody is fighting you. You are the one asking questions. You are the one answering. Ìṣẹ̀ṣe people don't meddle in any other person's affairs. A lot of the Babalawo that works for me, they come from Muslim families. Their families are still practicing Islam. They still went home yesterday to rejoice with their family. They still bought ram for their father and their mother. They still went home láti jẹ oúnjẹ ọdún. But the moment a child becomes Christian, His family has become his enemy. The family that raised him, the father and the mother, tí wọ́n ṣe ọlọ́kọ̀ tó wá sáyé, the people that raised him, that he lived the beginning of his life with, have now suddenly become his enemy. Nítorí pé ó ti gbẹ̀sìn. I don't understand. What kind of religion encourages you to turn your back against your family, against your roots, against your ancestors? What kind of, that is, when we are talking about relationship and you say somebody is, that man is a narcissist. Is this not the characteristics that you see in them? They isolate their partners from their family. They want to control them. They are demanding. They present themselves as very wonderful outside, but inside is all chaos. But then I always say this, a religion that is built on pulling down other people's spirituality and demonizing it, that's what happens within them. It's not necessary. Somebody will tell you that he or she has practiced Ifa and Isheshe before. He now left and went to Christianity. Excuse me, please, what was he looking for inside Christianity? See, let's break it down. Every time we hear stories of people have gone to the mountain, people have gone to Woli, people have gone to church, people have gone to Afa. Then when they don't find solution, that's when they come to Ifa. They are now looking for one Baba to sneak to be. That has always been the pattern. Except the story was staged. You hardly hear somebody that will tell you that he went to an Ifa priest, he did not get a solution, he now went to church. You hardly hear it. What are you looking for? But at the end of the day, Ifa does not even mind. Ifa does not even have a problem with it. My client that came to do her Itefa this week, she was asking me, hope after this Itefa, she can still go to church. I said, Ifa is not bothered whether you go to church or not. If Ifa is bothered whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, the moment you come to do your divination, the first thing we are supposed to be asking you is, please, are you Christian or Muslim? If you say Christian, we cannot do Ifa divination for you. As long as you are practicing Christianity, we cannot do. Ifa does not say that. I asked her, I said, when you are going into Igbodu, did we stop you at any time to ask you what religion are you practicing? She said no. So why would your practicing or not practicing a religion stop your journey Itifa? You are the one that will choose by yourself. By the time you do your Itifa today, and you are looking at your life in another 6 months, 1 year, and you compare it with the life that you have been living in church and mosque in the last 20 years, it is you by yourself and for yourself that will sit down and have a meeting with your spirit, soul, and body and decide which one is working for you. If you don't want to deceive yourself, you are the one that will choose yourself at the end of the day. It's not a father is going to choose for you. Bible church, nobody is going to choose it for you. If I will leave you to make that decision by yourself. There is no pressure and there is no competition. So if you know any Christian brother and sister around you, tell them to calm down. We are not competing with them. I know that they feel uncomfortable that a lot of Christians are rushing into Isheshe right now. Ifa has already said it will happen. Orunmila has already told us that it will happen. And it's happening now. And we did nothing. No, just look at it. A form of spirituality that was suppressed for centuries and did not fight itself out without any campaign, without any propaganda. All of a sudden, everybody is coming to it without doing anything. When you are looking for minority in religion and spirituality, African spirituality is the most disadvantaged. Is the one that has been, African spirituality has suffered. African spirituality is, Nigeria will tell you we have 3 forms of religion, Christianity, Islam, and traditional worship. There is no school that includes traditional worship in teaching when religion was being taught in school. CRK and IRK were being taught in school. There is no school that ever included any form of African spirituality, any form of Isheshe practice, either from the east or from the south or from the north. Never. When you go to court, they will say you have Bible here, come and swear here. African spiritualists don't have the option of anything. When you are feeling from religion, Christianity, Islam is both with you. You have to choose one. Me, that I'm not either. We don't even have a place. Yet, despite all of that, Ifa has become what it is today. And at the end of the day, they are still not sitting down to accept that after everything we have done with these people, they fought their way through, they have come out. No, they still feel pressure to constantly fight, but let them continue, Sha. Let's answer the questions that are here. So, like I was saying, that's what your purpose is. That's the difference between Itefa and Ishefa. So, for those of you that have not done it, I don't understand why you would choose as an adult to be going through life without purpose, to be gambling through life, to be waiting to get into a problem before you fix it, to be waiting until the day you feel helpless and hopeless before you now start to ask questions. Ifa has come to you today. You are receiving this message today because yesterday was the best time you could have done it. At the time of birth was the best time, but today is the next best time for you to take that decision and say, let me even go and find out. And like I said, Ifa is not telling you, oh, you have to drop your religion, oh, you have to come and join. No, there's nothing to join, as it were. We are coming here to find purpose, find direction, get knowledge. Let me answer the questions here. Someone says that, okay, I think the question started from up. Let's see. Why have they never gone to fight afar or to scatter a mosque? I know, right? I would appreciate if I can get the video of this. Yes, every live streaming we have today. Who is this? Dami Adegbite. Every live streaming we have, the replay will be uploaded on our YouTube channel during the week. So once this live streaming is done, we will download and we'll upload on YouTube. So go to YouTube and search for Ìyánífá Ẹwà TV on YouTube, or click on the link in the bio of this TikTok page. You will see the YouTube link there. Just click on it. Go to YouTube, subscribe, turn on notifications so that as we are dropping new videos, you will be able to watch. And then you can also watch other teachings. Just like you enjoy this teaching today, we have other teachings. For every one of our Sundays teachings, there is always a YouTube. There's always a. They said that Mount Zion Daddy. Ah, don't let me answer that question. Someone says so you don't like Mount Zion Daddy again. Don't let me answer that question. It will not be nice to answer that question in public. He messed up the mind of millions of people. No jokes. Like it was bad. It was bad. But we give glory to Eledumare that we are here now. I would appreciate, okay, yeah, I've answered that. Why have they never gone to fight? Okay, we have answered that. It's all political world programming. They are told that if you are not a Christian, you're a sinner. Christianity has done Africa, mostly Nigeria, a lot of harm. He says religion divides a family while ethnicity divides a nation. Very true. The whole purpose of religion is to cause diversity. Exactly. That's it. Because in unity, you can't stop a people that are united. You can't. You can't stop a people that are united. And religion being wrapped around fear and reward that will never come, it keeps people in that, that fear of just what if this thing is true. I still had one of my clients who have done it. If she said she still struggles with this idea of just what if heaven and hell is true? Just what if it's true? Is the brainwashing of the lies to just make sure that it is easier for them to be able to conquer Africa as a nation They had to divide us based on religion. Families have scattered based on somebody got born again or somebody has joined mosque and has become Muslim. Then the people that raised you, your own family, your own people, your own blood, now becomes your enemy. They now tell you that your brothers and sisters are in church. We can see how that is going on. Brethren, brothers and sisters, we can see how it's going on. We can see how they are doing with that. I had an interesting discussion about Chinese fire resistant clothing and Dana Furuja masquerade. Okay. Okay, Mr. Dewale, okay. They wait for festivals, have their pass. Where are you based? Yeah, I'm currently working from Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, Osun State in Nigeria, Ogun State in Nigeria, Ekiti State in Nigeria, depends on what I'm doing part time. So let's round up this teaching today by reminding ourselves that our Ishefa and Itefa is very important. Ifa is pure knowledge. Don't let anybody brainwash you into believing that Ifa is demonic. Don't let anybody brainwash you into calling your ancestors demonic. Because if ancestors are demonic, then it should be a universal idea. Ancestors all over the world should be demonic. But when a religion tells you that the ancestors of the religion that you choose are not demonic, meaning that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are not demonic, meaning that the prophet Ibrahim, the prophet Muhammad, the prophet, whatever name their other prophets are not demonic. But the ancestors of your own father's house are the ones that is demonic. Maybe you should ask them, what makes the ancestors of your father's house demonic and the ancestors of the house of Abraham is not demonic? What did our ancestors do that the ancestors of the house of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob did not do? We need answers to these things, just so that you know that it's an entire brainwashing and conditioning. And it's okay. You can give the excuse of being brainwashed, but for how long? You can give the excuse of being lied to, but for how long? This is the time for you to really sit down and ask yourself questions. I tell my Christian friends, what's the worst that will happen if you learn about Ifa? What's the worst that will happen if you come to Ifa and they say, I don't want to go to hellfire? And I told them, I said, Ifa is not what will take you to hellfire. What will take you to hellfire? You do it every day. Lying and stealing will take you to hellfire. Looking at another person's husband and wife lustfully will take you to hellfire. Not forgiving somebody that genuinely hurt you. You are genuinely hurt and pained because somebody did something inhuman to you. The fact that you are hurt and pained and you choose not to forgive, it will take you to hellfire. So trust me, the least of your problem is hellfire. The things that will take you to hellfire, you live with it every day. You do them every day. So Ifa is not the reason. If hellfire is what you are scared of, then don't worry. The moment, shebi, you people, you lie every day, at least once in a month, you shall do something that is not right. You still cheat. You still, take some zeros that is not your money from your employers, all those things. Don't let's say it out. And the moment you do, you quickly go and ask God to forgive you. Exactly. So you can easily come to Ifa to come and learn Ifa. The moment you finish learning, you just ask God to forgive you. It will go like that. So if the hellfire is your problem, I just found a way for you. There's a shortcut to it. Just do it and say God will forgive you. And those of you that are Muslims, you can even ask for forgiveness before you do it. You will hear people say things like, #Gafurulai for something I'm about to do. Nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ yìí o, k'Ọlọ́run dáríjì mí. Something you have not said. The sin that you have not yet committed, you have already said, Gafurulai, God should forgive you for that sin. So you can also come to Ifa and come and learn Ifa. Before you come, just say Gafurulai 5 times and then come and learn it. And the moment you have learned it, you will go back again and say, Astagfirullah, like maybe God will shall forgive you. So Ifa is not the reason you will go to hellfire. Trust me. The reason you are going to hellfire is sitting with you like this every day. That's your eye that is looking like other people's wife and husband like this. That's your heart that cannot be genuinely happy for people. That you will see people online enjoying their life. All you can do is hate. That's what's going to take you to your fire. It's not a fire. Fire is the least of your problem. So I ask you again, what is the worst that can happen if you learn it? The worst that can happen if you learn it is that you will find out the truth that they have been hiding from you for so long. And then your eyes will open and you see that, so this is how it is, and they don't want you to see it. But are you going to continue to be that? I'm sure you won't. So if you want to have a consultation, a divination, you want to ask questions about your life, you want to do your Ishefa and your Etefa, you want to register for Ifa College, you want to learn about Ifa, or you just need guidance on spirituality generally, send a message to that WhatsApp number that is showing on your screen. The WhatsApp number is also in the link on the bio. And send the message. It's my direct line, Ìyánífá Ẹwà, and just ask what exactly is going on with you. If I will reveal it to us. So at the end of every teaching, we always make a recap of what we have learned. Today, I've answered the question of people that say, I feel lost, I feel useless, I feel hopeless, I just feel like this life doesn't make sense. It's okay to feel like that. We are human. Nobody has everything all figured out. But you know why it gets better when you feel like that is when you are in Ifa. For every step of the way, Ifa directs you on what to do. Ifa tells you about your purpose in life. So every time you feel lost, you feel confused, you feel like, what exactly is the essence of this life again? Go and do an Ifa divination and ask questions. Why do you feel lost? Reach out to an Ìyánífá, a Babalawo, an Ìyálórìṣà, a Babalórìṣà that you know. If you need somebody to guide you and mentor you on your spiritual journey step by step, to hold you by the hand, we have the spiritual mentoring program with Ìyánífá Ẹwà. Just send the message via WhatsApp and I will guide you through it. I'm feeling seriously tired. I had a very long day, long week. I had Itefa. I think I had Ebo for Orisha, like back to back, 4, 5, 6 per day, till Etutu that we carried late into the night. I must have gone to Osun River 3 times this week that just ended. But then we still have to be here today so that those of you that cannot be here with us physically in person, you can still learn and we can still share a lot of things with you. You want to find out what is your Orisha in your father's house. You want to find out what your purpose is, so that you don't come back into this life again doing the same thing that you did not do now. Just send a message via the WhatsApp number. It's posted by my backup page. Ìyánífá Ẹwà Herbs is our backup page. You follow our backup page. You know how these social media accounts can be. Please follow our backup page, okay? Follow our backup page, Ìyánífá Ẹwà Herbs. I've pinned the WhatsApp number. And thank you very much. Let's do our Iwure and let's make our Iba. Yes, at Ìyánífá Ẹwà Herbs. That's the backup page. Follow the backup page. The number that is pinned is the WhatsApp number. Let's make our Iwure as we bring our teaching of today to an end. Akọ́dá ayé àṣèbá àṣèbá àṣẹ̀dá. Àṣèbá tí wáyé ọjọ́, àṣèbá tí wọ̀ oòrùn. Àṣèbá àwọn tó kọ́kọ́ tẹ̀ ká tó tẹ̀. Àṣèbá gbogbo irúnmọlẹ̀, àṣèbá gbogbo òrìṣà. A ní kí bá wa ṣe ọ. Mo ṣèbà olúwo mi, mo ṣèbà Ìyánífá mi, mo ṣèbà Ojúgbọ̀nà, mo ṣèbà àwọn tí mo ti ara wọn jáde, mo ṣèbà bàbá mi, mo ṣèbà ìyá mi, mo ní kí bá àwọn ṣe ọ. Mo ṣèbà àwọn aláṣekù, mo ṣèbà àwọn tó ti wá ká tó wá, mo ṣèbà àwọn tó ṣawo kù sẹ́yìn, mo ṣèbà àwọn tó ṣawo kù fún wa, mo ṣèbà Olúbíkin, mo ṣèbà Jagunmalè, olúwo òde ọ̀run, a ní kí bá wa ṣe ọ, kí bá ọ ṣe ọ. Gbogbo olúwo, gbogbo apènà, gbogbo ìyá àbíyè, gbogbo àwọn ọmọ ilé Ajíbọ́lá, mo ṣèbà Ajíbọ́lá mi ògbódò ọ̀rà, mo ṣèbà Ẹdán, mo ṣèbà gbogbo àwọn agbára tó solé ayé ró ní orígun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin àgbálá ayé. Mo ṣèbà gbogbo irúnmọlẹ̀, mo ní kí bá wa ṣe ọ. Gbogbo òrìṣà wa lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan, gbogbo igba irúnmọlẹ̀ tá a ní àṣèbà. Yèyé Ọ̀ṣun, àwẹ̀dẹ kó tó wẹ mọ, olóòyàn ayọ̀, ládékojú, ẹbọra tí ń gbé nínú omi, alágbolódò, ẹ̀wùjí tó wa yanrìn, tó fi ṣe ọlá, tó fi ṣe owó, tó fi ṣe ajé. Mo ṣe oore Yèyé Ọ̀ṣun, mo ṣe omi, ọ̀tà, ẹ̀rí, àgbáò, mo ṣe oore Yèyé Ọ̀ṣun kí bá wa ṣe ọ. Èṣù láàlú, láńróyè, èṣù láàlú ògiri òkú, láńróyè, wọn ní ẹlẹ́kún sunkún, láńróyè ń sùn jẹ. Ẹlẹ́kún sunkún, láńróyè ń sùn jẹ. Láńróyè tó ń gba gbogbo ẹbọ wa, tó ń ṣe alárinà láàrin àtàwọn òrìṣà tó kù. Àṣèbà èṣù o, a ní kí bá wa ṣe. Ògún lákáyé, olómi nílé fẹ̀jẹ̀wẹ̀, òláṣọ nílé fimọ̀kímọ̀ bora. Ògún tó ń ja ogun fún wa lọ́tùn, tó ń ja ogun fún wa lósì. Ògún tó ń fi ẹ̀jẹ̀ àwọn ọ̀tá wa tó fi ń wẹ̀. Ògún lákáyé ọ̀ṣẹ́mọlẹ̀, àṣèbà a ní kí bá wa ṣe ọ. Ọbàtálá, ọ̀sẹ̀rẹ̀màgbò, òòṣà ńlá tó dá gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tá a fojú rí àti ìta àfojú rí. Àṣèbà òòṣà o, àṣèèpà òòṣà, a ní kí bá wa ṣe ọ. Àṣèbà kábíyèsí Ṣàngó, ẹbọra tí ń yọná lẹ́nu, arábàmbí ọkọ Ọya lógun lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Àṣèbà a ní kí bá wa ṣe ọ. Àṣèbà Yemọja, ẹbọra tí ń gbénú omi, iye gbogbo ọmọ ẹja. Àṣèbà yín o, a ní kí bá wa ṣe ọ. Ajé olókun, ajé ọlọ́sà, àṣèbà ajé, àṣèbà òrìṣà tó jókòó sínú ire, tó jókòó sínú ọlá, tó jókòó sínú ọlà. Ajé olókun, ajé ọlọ́sà, àṣèbà a ní kí bá wa ṣe ọ. Àṣèbà gbogbo àwọn agbára tó solé ayé ró. Àṣèbà ẹ̀yin ìyá mi, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi olókìkí òru, ẹ̀yin ọ̀pàkí àlàkẹ́, ẹ̀yin alágogo idẹ, ẹ̀yin arógbaṣọ má balẹ̀, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi ọlọ́mú kan tí ń fúngbà ọmọ ọlọ́mú, ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ kan tí ń bẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀ méjì jà. Àṣèbà yín o, a ní kí bá yín ṣe. Ìyá mi, ọmọ yín la jẹ́, a kì í ṣẹran yín. A ní kẹ́ ẹ dúró tì wá, kẹ́ ẹ fi ẹ̀yọ́nú yín, kẹ́ ẹ fi mọ̀ wá láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ká má ríjà àwọn ẹlẹ́yẹ o, ká má ríjà àwọn ìyá mi o. Àṣèbà o, àwọn ìyá tó solé ayé ró, àwọn tẹ́lẹ̀dùmarè gbélé ayé lé lọ́wọ́. Àṣèbà yín o, a ní kí bá wa ṣe ọ. Gbogbo abiyamọ ayé, gbogbo abiyamọ ọ̀run, àṣèbà yín o, a ní kí bá wa ṣe ọ. Àṣèèpà ẹgbẹ́, àṣemúsòmúsò ẹgbẹ́, àṣèbà ẹgbẹ́ ayé, ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀run, kẹgbẹ́ máa dúró tì wá, kí ẹgbẹ́ máa ṣàtìlẹ́yìn wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ká má ríjà ẹgbẹ́ o. Àṣèbà a ní kí bá wa ṣe. Gbogbo àwọn tá a rántí láti dárúkọ, àṣèbà gbogbo agbára, àṣèbà gbogbo àwọn aláṣekù, àṣèbà àwọn tó ṣawo kù sẹ́yìn, àwọn tó ti ṣe síwájú káwa tó ṣe, a ní kí bá wa ṣe ọ. Ìwúre tá a ṣe fún ọjọ́ òní ni pé bá a ṣe ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀sẹ̀ tuntun yìí, wọ́n ní ojúmọ́ kan kì í mọ́ kí balùwẹ̀ ó má gbore. Gbogbo ojúmọ́ tó máa mọ́ wa nínú ọ̀sẹ̀ tá a bẹ̀rẹ̀ lénìí yìí, a ní kó mọ́ wa sí re. Gbogbo ojúmọ́ tó mọ́ wa, kó mọ́ wa sí dùnnú, kó mọ́ wa sí ayọ̀, kó mọ́ wa sí àlàáfíà láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ṣèbọn ní babaláwo omi ló dífá fún omi. Wọ́n ní tútù là ń rọdẹ, tútù là ń rọ bàbà, ilé olúwẹrí kì í gbóná, ilé wa ò ní gbóná, àní gbóná òdì, àní tútù òdì. Àwọn ọmọ tá a ní lọ́wọ́, wọn ò ní gbóná òdì, wọn ò ní tútù òdì láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Omi a máa rí bù, a máa rí lò, omi ò ní gbòdì lára wa, omi ò ní pọ̀ jù, ẹ̀jẹ̀ ò ní pọ̀ jù lára wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Omi ò ní bá wa jà, àní ríjà omi o. Ọ̀ṣun ṣẹ̀ǹgẹ̀ṣẹ́, ládékojú, ẹbọra tí ń gbénú omi kò ní pọnmi dà sínú wa tọmọtọmọ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo wa níbikíbi tá a bá wà, ilé la wà ní o, àjò la wà ní o. Bá a ṣe ń jáde síta, àní jáde lékú lọ́wọ́, àní jáde láàrùn lọ́wọ́. ìjọ tí ebi bá ń pa ọ̀nà àní bá wọn rìn níjọ́ yẹn láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ògún ò ní fẹ̀jẹ̀ wa wẹ̀, ẹ̀jẹ̀ ọ̀tá wa ló máa fi wẹ̀. Èṣù ò ní ṣe wá, ọmọ ẹlòmíì ló máa ṣe láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Bó ṣe lè wù ká pẹ́ láyé tó, ojú wa ò ní ríbi, àní mọ sàárè ọmọ. Ẹrù tálábíàmọ ò kì í tú, wọn ò ní gbé wá ká wa mọ́lé láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ṣèbí wọ́n ní àtẹ́lẹ ọwọ́ ẹni ò kì í tan ni jẹ. Gbogbo iṣẹ́ tá à ń fi ọwọ́ wa ṣe, tá a fi àárọ̀ ọjọ́ wa báyìí tá a fi kó jọ, àní fẹ̀yìn ọwọ́, àní fi dànù láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ìdí ayé ò ní mú wa o, àṣàsí ayé ò ní mú wa tọmọtọmọ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ẹni tí wàhálà máa kàn tó máa kàn wọ́n, orí wa ò ní jẹ́ kó kàn wọ́n, ẹlẹ́dàá wa ò ní jẹ́ kó kàn wọ́n, àwọn òrìṣà tá à ń gbẹ́bọ fún kò ní jẹ́ kó kàn wọ́n láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ibi tẹ́gbẹ́ wa ti ń náwó, àní bá wọn nájú níbẹ̀. A máa bù ni, àbùdí ní tolókun, àbùdí ní tọlọ́sà. Ajé ọwọ́ wa ti di àbùdí láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọ́n ní àṣírí ẹ̀kọ kì í tú lójú ewé, àṣírí wa ò ní tú lójú ọmọ aráyé o láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ẹni tó bá wá ń lóhùn wá àṣírí wa, tó ń fínú, tó ń fíndọ̀, tó fi ń wá àṣírí wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, wọ́n máa wá títí tó fi máa kàn dínú iyọ̀ ni, wọn ò dẹ̀ ní ráṣírí wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Elédùmarè ọba ọlọ́jọ́ òní tó ní kó máa jẹ́ fún wa, á máa jẹ́ fún wa. Àwọn tó ti lọ síwájú, àwọn agbára àti irúnmọlẹ̀ tó ní kó máa jẹ́ fún wọn, á ní kó máa jẹ́ fáwa náà láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Mo wá ṣèwúre fún gbogbo babaláwo, gbogbo ìyánífá, gbogbo bàbá lórìṣà, gbogbo ìyá lórìṣà. Àní fọmọ ṣiṣẹ́, àní fọkọ ṣiṣẹ́, àní faya ṣiṣẹ́, àní fara wa ṣiṣẹ́ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Iṣẹ́ tẹ́lẹ́dùmarè ti parí, òun ló máa gbé wá fún wa o láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Iṣẹ́ tó máa di wàhálà, tó máa di ọ̀ràn, ọmọ aráyé ò ní gbé wá ká wa mọ́lé láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo bá a ṣe ń lù ú, á máa dún. Gbogbo bá a ṣe ń já ewé, tá a ṣe ń já egbò, á máa jẹ́ fún wa ní láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àní ṣiṣẹ́ ṣe o. Iṣẹ́ táwọn ìyá mi ẹlẹ́yà, àwọn ìyá mi òṣòro mọ̀nìgà tí wọ́n ti fi àṣẹ sí, òun la máa bá wọn ṣe láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àní tẹ ojú ayé mọ́lẹ̀, àní ṣì sọ, àní ṣì wí láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo àwa tá a wá ń sunkún ajé, ajé á wá wa wá, ajé á jókòó tì wá, ajé á gbé ẹrù ẹ̀, á wá fi lé wa, á wá fi ṣe bùgbé. Àníkún àlékún báyìí lajé á máa jẹ́ nílé ayé wa, nínú ilé wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. À bá wọn lájé lọ́wọ́ ni o, à bá wọn ní nílé, à bá wọn ní ní dúkìá, à bá wọn ní àníkún ìṣẹ́gun àti ire. Àní bá wọn lájé lọ́rùn láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ajé ò ní bá wa jà o, àní di ọ̀tá ajé, àní bí ajé nínú, àní ríjà ajé olókun, àní ríjà ajé ọlọ́ṣà láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọ́n ní àtọ̀tún àtòsí báyìí lẹyẹlé fi ń kóre wá. Ire owó, ire ọlá, ire ọlà, òun lajé á máa gbé fún wa látorígun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin àgbálá ayé láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ṣèbí wọ́n níjọ́ tí òrí bá fojú kan ọ̀run, ìjọ́ yẹn ló ń yọ́, kọ́mọ aráyé máa yọ́nú sí wa. Ọkùnrin ni, obìnrin ni, ìṣọmọdé ni, ìṣàgbà ni, dúdú ni o, funfun ni o, babaláwo ni o, lẹ́bọ lóògùn ni, amọ́niṣe ni, afàìmọ́niṣe ni, oṣóolé ni, àjẹ́lé ni, kí gbogbo wọn máa yọ́nú sí wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ẹ̀yọ́nú èèyàn, ẹ̀yọ́nú Ọlọ́run bá, òun la máa rí. Àní bínú sáyé, ayé ò ní bínú sí wa. Ẹni tá a máa ṣẹ̀ tí ò ní dáríjì wá, orí wa ẹlẹ́dàá wa ò ní jẹ́ ká bárú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn pàdé débi tá a ti máa ṣẹ̀ wọ́n láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo àdáwọ́lé wa báyìí, ire ló máa bọ́ sí. Ẹni tó bá wá ní ó kú bí tá a máa gbé gbà, á tì ṣejú wọn báyìí, á lọ, á débi gíga. Ẹni tó bá wá ní kò ní ṣojú òun, Ògúnlákayé Ọ̀ṣìmọ̀lẹ̀ á fi ẹ̀jẹ̀ onítọ̀hún á fi wẹ̀, á ṣẹ̀yìn ẹ̀, ṣùgbọ́n àwọn máa gbélé ayé yìí, a máa ṣe rere. Gbogbo abiyamọ tó wà ń bí, wọn ò ní bọ́ bàtà ọ̀fọ̀ síwájú ilé wa, wọn ò ní fòkú àwọn ọmọ wa, wọn ò ní fi ránṣẹ́ sí wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo àwọn tá a ti mọ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọn, àní mòpin wọn. Ìjọ táwọn ọmọ wa ń gbélé ayé tó ń ṣe rere, wọn ò ní fi wá ṣàwátì, wọn ò ní dìde ìṣẹ́jú kan fún wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ó ṣe, ó wá di díẹ̀ báyìí ló kú, ọmọ aráyé ò ní fi yẹn, wọn ò ní fi bẹ̀ wá wò láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àwa tá a ṣiṣẹ́ la máa jókòó, la máa jẹ, iṣu ọmọ kò ní gbóná jù fún wa, oúnjẹ ọmọ ò ní kan lẹ́nu wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ìjọ tó bá kù díẹ̀ báyìí pé ká gba ọrẹ wa, wọn ò ní fi ẹlòmíì, wọn ò ní fi ṣe wá láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ọmọ aráyé ò ní dìde ìṣẹ́jú kan fún wa níjọ́ nǹkan ẹ̀yẹ wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Nǹkan ire, nǹkan ayọ̀, nǹkan ọlá, nǹkan ọ̀dùnnú báyìí òun náà la máa bára wa ṣe. Wọ́n ní iyọ̀ ló ní kọ́mọ aráyé máa fi iyọ̀ ẹ̀, kọ́ máa fi wí tì bá a ṣe ń lo iyọ̀, bóyá à ń bù ú a fi ń se oúnjẹ ni o, à ń bù ú a fi ń ṣèsebẹ̀ ni o, ayé wa máa dùn, ayé wa máa láyọ̀ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo ibi tá a bá kọjú sí, ire la máa bá ń bẹ̀, ẹ̀yọ́nú la máa bá ń bẹ̀ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ wá ti fi lélẹ̀, tẹ́ ẹ ti lọ sẹ́yìn odi, tẹ́ ẹ ti re ìlú òkèèrè, ire tó wà ń bẹ̀ báyìí òun lẹ máa kó wálé, ẹ ní gbé sájò, ẹ ní kú sọ́nà bí èéfín o, wọn ò ní fòkú yín, wọn ò ní fi ránṣẹ́ sílé, ẹ wá ní ṣe tán kẹ́ ẹ fẹ̀yìn ọwọ́ dànù. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń ṣiṣẹ́ ìjọba, ọkọ ọba àdá ọba kò ní ṣá yín lẹ́sẹ̀ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àní rí bí wàhálà, àní rí dààmú. Gbogbo èyí tá a rántí láti sọ àti èyí tá a rántí láti sọ, kí orí wa àti ẹlẹ́dàá wa kó bá wa ṣe níre láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo ẹbọ tá a rú, gbogbo ètùtù tá à ń gbé, kẹ́bọ fín, kẹ́bọ dà, kẹ́bọ dòdì ọ̀run. Àwọn tá à ń gbẹ́bọ fún wọn ò ní kọ̀ sí wa lọ́rùn láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ètùtù tá à ń gbé, tí ò bá tó ẹbọ, wọn á bá wa ṣe é kó tó. Tí ò bá tó rú, wọn á bá wa ṣe é kó rú láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àní ṣìṣe o, àní ṣìwí, àní ṣìsan. Gbogbo ẹni tó ń rìnrìn àjò ní ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí, Ògúnlákáyé á pa títì mọ́ fún yín. Ìjọ́ tí ebi bá ń pọ̀nà, ẹ ní bá wọn rìn bẹ́ẹ̀. Ìjọ́ tí ọ̀nà bá ń béèrè ẹ̀jẹ̀ yín, ọmọ aráyé ò ní tá síta, wọn ò ní fẹ̀jẹ̀ yín, wọn ò ní fi pa títì rẹ́ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ire owó, ire ọlá báyìí òun ni kó máa jẹ́ tiwa o. Àbùdí lọ́pẹ́ tolókun, àbùdí lọ́pẹ́ tọlọ́sà, ire àbùdí òun lelédùmarè máa ṣe fún wa. Ibikíbi tẹ́ ẹ bá wà, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ ní iṣẹ́ aládàáni, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ ní òkòwò tẹ́ ẹ dá sílẹ̀, wọ́n ní inú igbó báyìí ni orógbó ń gbé, ọmọ aráyé máa ń lànà kan ni. Ọmọ aráyé á lànà owó fún yín, wọ́n á lànà ọlá fún yín, wọ́n á lànà ọlà kàn yín láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọ́n nínú igbó ni obì wà, ọmọ aráyé máa ń lànà kan ni. Àwọn èèyàn jàǹkànjàǹkàn lẹ́ẹ̀kan lórúkọ lórígun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin àgbáláyé yìí, wọ́n á lànà ire kàn yín láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Obì ló ń bí kú, obì ló ń bí àrùn, kóbì bí kú fún yín, kó bí àrùn fún yín láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àìsàn kéré ó tóbi ni o, ó gbóògùn ni kò gbóògùn ni, ọmọ aráyé ò ní fi kankan ẹnu ẹ̀, wọn ò ní fi ṣe wá tọmọtọmọ. Ẹ ní dùbúlẹ̀ àìsàn fún ọmọ ò ní dùbúlẹ̀ àìsàn fún yín láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo ẹni tó wá ń tọrọ ajé pé ìtẹfá tó ń ṣe yìí ó ń wù mí kí n ṣe, ó máa wù yín, ó máa mú ẹlẹ́dàá yín, ajé á dẹ̀ jẹ́ kó ṣeé ṣe fún yín láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo bá a ṣe ń ṣọ̀sẹ̀ òrìṣà, owó la fi ń ṣajé o, ajé la fi ń bọ gbogbo òrìṣà. Ajé á dúró tì yín, ajé á fi ìṣẹ̀ṣe yìí á fi ṣèrànràn fún gbogbo wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àní bá wọn táwọ́ ná, àní ọwọ́ wa kò ní kàn sàlẹ̀ àpò wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Nídìílé ìyá ni, nídìílé bàbá ni, láàárín ọ̀rẹ́ ni, olú ọmọ, olú yẹn náà ni Elédùmarè á máa ṣe wá láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ọmọ aráyé ò ní lùlù fún wa jó o, wọn ò ní fẹ́ gbá, wọn ò ní fi fún wa lóúnjẹ o, àní fi ṣòkòtò péńpé, àní fi roko ọba o. Ọ̀rọ̀ tá a mọwọ́ tá a mẹsẹ̀, ọmọ aráyé ò ní ìdílé wa lórí o láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àní rárìn fẹsẹ̀ sí tọmọtọmọ. Tá a bá rí ẹni tí ojú ọmọ ń pọ́n, Ọ̀ṣun ṣẹ̀ǹgẹ̀ṣẹ́, ládé kojú, ẹbọra tí ń gbénú omi, olóòyàn ayò wá fún wọn ní ọmọ. Òrìṣà ìbejì wá fìbejì làǹtìlanti kẹ́ ẹ fi ta wọ́n lọ́rẹ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Bá a ṣe ń ṣe gbogbo àwọn ètùtù wa, bá a ṣe ń ṣe gbogbo àwọn ẹbọ wa, gbogbo ẹ̀ ló wá máa gbà. Ẹbọ máa fín, ẹbọ máa dà, ẹbọ máa dòdì ọ̀run. Igúnnugún tí ń jẹbọ ọ̀ṣálú ayé á gbẹbọ wa. Àkàlàmàgbò tí ń jẹbọ ọ̀ṣálú ọ̀run á gbẹbọ wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọ́n ní àbálá lágẹmọ ń dá, òrìṣà òkè ló ń fàṣẹ sí o. Àwa ti dábàá lénìí, gbogbo ìwúre tá a dá yìí àbá ni. Elédùmarè ọba òkè á bá wa fìṣẹ́ sí. Á rí bẹ́ẹ̀, á ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ẹ ṣé o. Thank you very much for joining us again today. I will be back next week in the morning as usual, 12 noon Nigerian time, 7 a.m. EST, 11 a.m. GMT, and 3 p.m. for those of you in Dubai. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, àwa lẹ máa bá, ẹ̀yin náà la máa rí, wọn ò ní fẹ́ lòmíì ṣe wá. Ojú tẹ́ fi ń fọ́ wa kò ní fọ́, etí tẹ́ fi ń gbọ́ wa kò ní di. If you have any other questions that I couldn't answer during this live streaming, please send a message to that WhatsApp number that is now showing on your screen. If you want to register at the IFA College, also send a message to the WhatsApp number that is showing on your screen. Okay. What's happening with TikTok and approve the comments? Okay. So the WhatsApp number is now displayed on the screen. I will pin it for 1 minute. Send in your questions. You want to do your IFA divination, you want to find out what your purpose is, you want to do it IFA, you want to do Ishefa, you have any issues that pertains to your health and you need herbal medicine treatments, or you have any questions about life generally, or you need somebody to walk you through your spiritual journey as you find your way back to African spirituality, just send a message to Ìyánífá Ẹwà. And you want your children to learn Ifa, we have Ifa studies for kids, so that your children will learn early, so that they will not fall victim of all these misconceptions that religion is putting into their head, so that your children will not have to go through life the way you are going through it with your head that has been fed with so many crap. No, we want our children to be able to learn the truth and practice it early and work in their purpose early, so that they don't waste their time gambling around through life. Register your children at the IFA College for IFA studies for kids. Thank you very much, and until next week when I come your way again, mo ní Ifá gbè wá o, ìṣẹ̀ṣe á gbè wá, àwọn alálẹ̀ ilẹ̀ yìí wọ́n á gbè wá láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, àṣẹ.